Mamma mia! It's been a while. Wow. My apologies. Been too busy being, broke. Yeah, I missed this game. I'm gonna basically try to finish Mr. Taku-san. Mr. Taku's route today. Let's see, is this Mike being pissy poo poo? Ah. Okay. Okay, this mic should be better. I completely forgot how to use OBS. Oops. Okay, yeah, this one has the filters. Oh, they both do. Oh. Wow. Yeah, okay, so this one should be okay since it won't blast people's ears. Maybe I should listen to myself for a second, for a momento. Okay, this mic should be better. Yeah, that sounds about good. Yep. Yep-a-rooney. Okay, let's get this show started. There's probably gonna be a a naughty scene or something. Because like near the end they usually have that, so okay, what the fuck happened last time? It's been a month. Oops. I'm gonna try to do this at least once a week from now on. Oopsies. Happened. Okay, Taku got injured. And Taku... No, Toa got injured and Taku was like, fuck! Ugh. Oh, and then Toa agreed to sleep with the evil guy. Oh, I see. I was feeling strangely exhausted, so I flopped down on the bed and let out a sigh. I raised my bandaged right arm up to eye level. A small red stain had formed in the center. Apparently I was still bleeding. The wound kept aching dully, but I didn't let it bother me. I lowered my arm and stared blankly up at the flawless ceiling. A few moments later, there was a knock at the door. Then I heard the electronic whir of the door being unlocked, and it opened. Ooh. In walked one of Tono's underlings. Ooh.
兄貴が呼んでる。来い。
Aniki wants to see you. Come on. Okay. You can't hear my dog bark. Good. I slid off the bed and accompanied him out of the room. As we walked down the dimly lit hall, I realized we were heading in the opposite direction of Tono's room. I could see a spacious area up ahead, as well as what looked like a luxury restaurant. I've been barely eating nowadays. I wanna go to one of these. Ooh. A lackey walked in, so I followed suit. Ahead I could see a spiral staircase. At the bottom was a bar. The inside turned out to be a lot larger than the entrance suggested, with counter seats and tables. Almost all of the clientele were either men in suits or retired-looking women, Tono's associates. This was probably a private bar then. My escort walked to a table in the back and stopped short.
連れてきました。
I brought him, sir!
ああ。
Good. The lackey bowed, turned on his heel, and left. Tono was resting his full weight against the sofa seat, glass in hand. He eyed me as he downed the amber liquid. I think I made my thing too big. Arrow. Oh well. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. It's been a while. Can you blame me, Kamaka? God. Okay. He eyed me as he downed the amber liquid.
座れよ。
Have a seat. He gestured with his chin to the spot beside him. Wordlessly, I walked up and sat down next to him.
酒を継げ。
Pour me a drink. With this command, he thrust his empty glass at me. Belatedly, I remembered that I was his lover, or whatever. I set the glass on the table, poured him some whiskey, then handed it back to him. Silently, he accepted the glass and took a small sip.
プライベートエリアに入れる人間は、この店でタダで酒が飲める。お前も好きなものを飲め。タバコも吸って構わんぞ。
Anyone who's permitted into the private areas can drink all they want for free. That includes you. You can smoke too if you want. I set the glass on the table, poured him. He took another sip. Truth be told, it sounded like heaven, but I didn't budge. I hated taking orders from Tono.
まだ怪我が治らないのか。ま、そう簡単にはいかないよな。その顔じゃ、お前を抱くのは無理だ。
Still not healed up, I see. Well, I suppose these things take time. But I can't fuck you with a face like that.
こっちの方がいいって物好きもたまにいるけど。
Some people actually prefer me this way. Yeah.
<clears throat> だろうな。お前の体の傷跡を見ればわかる。あいにく、俺にそんな趣味はない。
Judging from the scars on your body, I'm not surprised. Alas, I'm afraid I don't have that kink. He shook his head softly.
しかし、お前が俺の愛人になったと知ったら、榊は飛び上がって怒るだろうな。
Still, if Sakaki found out you're my lover now, I bet he'd hit the roof.
Sakakiが?
He would? Yeah, you're like dating your dad's enemy, right? Dono let out a throaty chuckle as I stared at him deviously. Sakaki was basically guaranteed the position of gang leader. What would it matter to him who I fucked? Very elegant way of putting it, Mr. Toa. Then Tono sneered like he had read my mind.
お前、勘違いしてるぞ。榊はな、家族に対する情が人一倍深いんだ。それこそ執念と言っていいほどのな。
I don't think you quite understand. Sakaki is the sort of man who cares deeply for his family. Overly attached, one could say. Yeah, Sakaki is probably like Toa's stepdad in a way, right?
まあ、村瀬だけじゃなく、榊に対しても、お前を使うのは有効ってことだ。
But hey, that means I can use you against both him and Murase. He shifted his gaze to the window. Beyond the polished glass lay a view of Shinkomi's nightscape.
こうして見ると、街もただの光るおもちゃみたいだよな。
When I look at it from up here, the whole city looks like some light-up toy. He muttered to himself.
たまに、俺はこんなちっぽけな街で何をやってるんだと思う時がある。高里組の中で偉くなって、それが俺にとって何になるんだってな。
Sometimes I ask myself, the hell am I doing in this tiny town? What do I gain from being some Takasato bigwig?
だが、もうずっとこういう生き方しかしてこなかったからな。今さら後には引けない。
This is the only life I've ever known. There's no going back now.
それになぜかこの吐きだめみたいな街を欲しがる人間が後を絶たない。
Besides, there's no shortage of people who seem to thirst for the hot pot we call a city.
不思議だよな。昔は確かに信仰の娯楽都市ってのが売りだったが、今は違う。あちこちボロボロだ。
Strange, isn't it? This was once a burgeoning entertainment capital, but not anymore. Now it's all falling apart. He took a sip of his drink and slowly swallowed.
本土の方が安全で住みやすいのに、それでも人が集まってくるってことは。
The mainland is safer and easier, and yet they keep coming. Keep coming, huh?
結局、人間ってのは感情を波立たせるのが好きなんだろうな。
In the end, I suppose we humans just want to feel something.
怒ったり、喜んだり、泣いたり。何でもいいから刺激を求める。好戦的で貪欲な生き物なんだよ。人間ってのは。
Sorry. Anger, joy, sorrow. We humans are aggressively greedy creatures. We seek stimulation and we don't care what form it takes.
今も幽霊が出るだのなんだのおかしな噂が出回ってるだろう。高里組に恨みを抱いた男の魂がさまよってるってやつだ。
Now we've got stupid rumors going around about ghosts or what have you, about the wandering soul of a man seeking revenge on the Takasato Ugumi. Yeah, same Toa, like same. So true, bestie. So true.
そういうくだらない話が流行るのも人が刺激を欲しがるからだ。まあ。
People only spread these crazy rumors to entertain themselves. But his lips curled in a self-deprecating grin.
結局、俺もその一人ってことなんだが。とは、お前も。
In the end, I'm no different. And Toa, neither are you.
お前の存在そのものが この町を表してる。
You yourself are a reflection of this city. He downed the rest of his drink, then looked back at me.
昔のことはほとんど覚えてないんだろ。
You don't remember anything about your past, do you?
榊と村瀬はお前がガキだった頃から知ってるのに、過去については何も話さない。そうだな。
Sakaki and Murase have known you since you were a kid, but they never talked to you about those days. Isn't that right?
ああ。
Yeah.
Meow.
Toa's just a little kitty cat. I nodded cautiously, trying to gauge his angle.
あの二人はあえて話さないんだよ。それがお前への精一杯の優しさなんだ。わかるか？
They're keeping it from you on purpose, and they're doing it as an act of generosity. Understand what I'm getting at?
どういうことだ？
What do you mean?
そのまんまの意味さ。お前は何も知らず、だらだらと無駄に生きてる。そう考えると、榊と村瀬は不憫だな。
Exactly what it sounds like. Meanwhile, you waste your life away in ignorant bliss. I feel sorry for Sakaki and Merce, don't you?
お前を思ってのことなのに、感謝もされずにな。
They care about you so much, yet they won't even get a thank you. Why would Sakaki and Taku knowingly keep my past a secret from me? Was there something they didn't want me to know?
あんただって知ってるんだろ。俺の過去。
You know about my past too, don't you? Kono shook his head, smiling.
俺から話すつもりはない。せっかくの二人の優しさを踏みにじることになるからな。
I have no intention of talking about it. Wouldn't want to trample all over their kind gesture, now would I? And that was the last he spoke on the subject. He had led me to a door, then refused to open it. Conflicted feelings swirled in my chest. I'd have to ask Sakaki or Taku sometime. But first, I needed to figure out how to get out of here. Swallowing my frustration, I stared silently out the window to the sparkling city that lay below. Wordlessly, Tono and I sat there as he continued to drink. Then he rose to his feet, told me I could stay as long as I liked, and left. After he was gone, I sat there at the table in silence. I'd promised myself I wouldn't let Tono ply me with his smokes and booze, but the smell of it was slowly inhibiting my better judgment. That, and I was relieved that Tono was gone. Yeah, get out of here, you raisin. I rose from the sofa seat and walked to the counter. Right as I was about to place an order with the bartender, I noticed a woman sitting there. Once I looked at her petite build in a bob cut, and I realized she was the same woman who'd lent me her phone. I walked over and sat down next to her.
どうも。
Hey, baby. Winks at you. Homosexually. Startled, she looked at me.
あなたは It's you.
As soon as she laid eyes on me, she winced.
顔ひどい You look like hell.
男前になっただろ。
Pretty manly, huh?
やめてください 大丈夫なんですか？
Oh?
Oh, shush. Are you okay?
ま、酒が飲める程度には。
I can have a drink at least.
そうですか。If you say so.
Exhaling, she picked up her cocktail glass filled with translucent blue-green liquid.
それ何？
What you drinking?
エメラルドミストです。An emerald mist.
それじゃ同じもの。
Alright then. I'll have what she's having.
まあ、わかります。
Whoops. Once I placed my order with the bartender, let me move my tablet is the reason why that happened. Let me move that. Oops. I'm such a pack. Once I placed my order with the bartender, the woman looked at me with a perplexed smile.
同じもの？ You got the same thing?
酒なら何でもいいんでね。
If it's alcoholic, I'll drink it.
まあ、わかります。私もそんな感じです。Yeah, I get that. I'm like that too. 私もそんな感じです。
She chuckled to herself and she looked at her glass. From the side, I could see the faintest shadow in her expression. Suddenly, I felt the urge to light a cigarette. Probably all the smoke went in here. But more importantly, I wanted to keep talking.
あんたも負債者なのか？
Are you in debt too? A sidelong glance.
あの部屋にいる人はみんなそうです。Everyone in that room is.
あの部屋で全員生活してるなんてわけはないよな。
You don't all have to live in that tiny room together, do you?
それはさすがに。あの部屋は待機用です。普段はそれぞれ割り当てられた部屋にいます。No, of course not. It's like a waiting room. We each have our own room to sleep in.
もともと水商売をやってたってわけじゃないんだろ。
You weren't always a sex worker, huh?
全然。できれば客がつかないようにって毎日祈ってます。それじゃあ借金なんていつまで経っても返せないんですけどね。Not at all. Every day I pray I won't have any cards. But I can't exactly pay down my debt that way. Now can I?
I'm not good at switching between these voices. It's hard. She looked at me hesitantly, her eyes full of sorrow.
あなたは男と寝たりとかそういうのは嫌じゃないんですか？ Does it bother you? Having to sleep with men and all that?
別に。
Not really.
そうなんだ。Oh. Bleep.
ただ、今回は違う。
But this time is an exception.
は？
早いところ、ここから出ようと思ってる。
I'm thinking I want to get out of here ASAP. She looked at me intently. Her gaze was almost probing.
Oi! Timmy!
Hey, asshole! Oh, shit. It's the meanie from earlier. Out of nowhere, a roar of rage echoes through the restaurant.
またちょっかい出してやがんのか？
Are you fucking messing with her again? I turned to see the meathead storming over to me. I let out an annoyed sigh. Apparently this dude really had it out for me. Hate boner. But a woman froze like a deer in headlights.
話してただけだよ。
I was just talking to her.
ネズミみたいにコソコソ嗅ぎ回りやがって。
Sneaking around like a fucking rat or...
俺がどこで誰と話そうと関係ないだろ。
What does it matter who I choose to talk to?
なんだとこの野郎
Wanna say that again? Shit dick! Oh, ow, be gentle. Ow. He grabbed me by the collar and punched me in the face. I toppled on the floor along with the chair I was sitting on, and an outcry broke out around us. My cheek burned and stunk, and I could taste copper on my tongue. Cut my mouth. Again. Oh. I got to my feet, crouched down low, and charged at him.
Damn it!
Oh, bastard! Oh. Okay. He tried to grab me, but I dodged backwards, swinging my leg up to kick him in the gut. Ooh, get him, tiger. Oh. He staggered backwards, then reached into his coat pocket. Oh no.
Sit down!
Die! With a scream, he whipped out a knife. Oh no. Then he swung it down at me. Oh no, I'm into that. No! Instantly, I raised my right hand. Fuck. A searing pain flared up in my palm. It's better than your organs, I suppose. On reflex, I had grabbed the blade of the knife with my bare hand. That's probably the smartest thing to do. Because it keeps it, yeah. Blood trickled down between my fingers.
Damn it!
Psycho! The outcry swelled, and the man froze like he was frightened of me. I let go of the knife and looked down at my palm where a wound had formed in the dead center. Regardless, I balled my fist and swung it squarely into the guy's face. I got him! Clutching his nose, he reeled backwards. He looked so pathetic, it made me laugh. My fist tingled from the impact. I unclenched it and it gave a little shake, sending drops of blood flying everywhere.
大丈夫ですか?
Are you alright? The woman rushed over to me, her face ghostly pale. With shaking hands, she attempted to look at my stab wound.
手当てしないと.
You need medical treatment. As she panicked, I held up my other hand to stop her, then walked off without another word.
くそ覚えてるよ
You better sleep before night open, asshole. I ignored the meathead's whining and headed for the spiral staircase. As I walked, I kicked the bloody knife across the floor, then jogged up the stairs. Yeah, just going for a little jog. Yeah. My destination, Taku's workroom, where I hoped to get some first aid for the cut on my hand. But as I was walking down the hall, I was flagged down by a lackey I didn't recognize. Hey! He told me Tono was calling for me. Apparently word had traveled about the bar fight. So I had agreed to follow him to Tono's room. Ugh. Not the grandpa. Ah! What the fuck? As soon as I walked in, Tono strode over to me and punched me in the face. Whoa!
お前いい加減にしろよ自分の立場をわきまえろおいもういいぞ
You need to knock it the fuck off and stay in your fucking lane. You there, you're free to go. Hey bro, Daddy hit me first. He jerked his chin in the direction of the door. With a bow, my escort exited the room. Tono grabbed me by the collar, yanked me close, and glared at me point blank. Behind his glasses, I could see fury in his eyes. Oh my god, are we gonna kiss? Oh.
愛人になったくらいで調子に乗るなある程度は優遇すると言ったが好き勝手にしていいとは言ってない
Don't get cocky because you're my lover. I said I'd make things easier for you, not grant you free run of the place.
お前はあくまでも村瀬を焚きつけるための道具なんだよ。
You are merely kindling to light a fire under mercy. I stared back at him silently. Nothing he said affected me in the slightest.
いいか、勝手なことはするな。
You behave yourself, kitten. You heard me? You hear me?
知るか、あんたの指図は受けない。
Fuck you. I don't take orders from you.
お前、死にたいのか。
You got a death wish?
俺が死ねば、ここに連れてきた意味がなくなる。
If I die, then you lose your trump card.
口だけは達者だな。
You're all talk. His lips twisted bitterly and he punched me again. Ow! As I staggered from the impact, he kicked me in the gut. Ow. Ooh. It knocked the wind out of me and I fell to the floor. He stomped on my chest with the hard heel of his shoe. Oh, jeez.
お前みたいなクズは痛めつけて分からせてやらないとな。
Some like you only learn through punishments. But I like it. He stared down at me coldly.
その右手の傷も汚い血をまき散らすな。部屋が汚れる。
And do something about the hand. Don't drip your filthy blood all over my room. He lifted his foot off my chest and brought it down hard on my bleeding right hand. Oh my god. It hurt so bad, I thought he broke it. I couldn't help but scream. With a twisted sneer, he grounded his heel into the flesh of my hand.
痛いか？
Does that hurt? He scoffed sadistically. Gritting my teeth, I dug the fingers of my other hand into the rug as I writhed in agony. But deep down, part of me was enjoying this too. You know it, baby. The impulse provoked by pain was not unlike arousal. All rationality went out the window as pain seeped into my brain.
やめてほしいか？
Want me to stop? He raised his foot off my hand and kicked me in the jaw.
せっかく顔の怪我が治りかけてきたのに、またボロボロになるな。
Just when your face was finally starting to heal. Now you're back to square one. His tone was so casual, you'd think he was discussing the weather. Or like, Yu-Gi-Oh!
お前に聞きたいことがあるんだが。
I have a question for you, actually. He stopped kicking me and crouched down to peer at my face. Oh my god, kissy?
榊のところの五十嵐って知ってるよな。あいつがどうも妙な動きをしてるようなんだが、行方がわからなくてな。
You know Igarashi, right? Works for Sakaki? He's been behaving suspiciously, not even, and now we don't know where he went.
どこに行ったか知らないか？
Can you tell me where he is?
知るわけないだろ。
How should I know?
だよな。
Didn't think so. He straightened up like he never expected an answer out of me in the first place.
それじゃあお仕置き再開だ。腕の一本くらいは言っとくか？
Now, back to your punishment. Shall I go ahead and break an arm? His tone was nonchalant as he grabbed my left arm, yanked it away from the rug, and twisted it around. Instantly, I knew what he was planning to do. Still, I had no intention of fighting back. My body was overwhelmed with pain, but my mind was fuzzy and detached. I couldn't detect a single shred of hesitation from him.
せーの
3, 2, 1. With my arm twisted up, he stomped down hard on my elbow. Ow. Oh my god. After he destroyed my elbow joint, I felt like I was dreaming, even while I was still conscious. I could definitely feel the pain, and I was sweating all over, but my vision and hearing were fuzzy, like I was half asleep. Maybe the pain had triggered some kind of defense mechanism, numbing my senses. My sense of time was also all warped too. Tono was nowhere to be seen. He must have left at some point, I guess. Slowly, I attempted to get up. I couldn't use my right arm at all, so I tried to move my left. But my body was too heavy, and I ached all over. Exhaling, I slumped to the floor in defeat. Just then, the door flew open.
と
Ah, Papa. The sound of Taku's voice made me want to laugh. Every time I got hurt, he'd always show up to tend my wounds. Good old nurse. How many times had we gone through this same exact scenario? It was such a minor thing, and yet it tickled me. He was always the one to patch me up. Once again, that fluffy feeling of nostalgia rose up in me.
大丈夫じゃないな
You okay? Guess not, huh? He walked up and knelt beside me, grimacing. Suppressing a giggle, I looked up at him.
遠野は
Where's Tono?
俺を呼びに来てそのままどこかへ行ったよ起き上がれるか
He sent me here and left. Don't know where. Can you sit up? Supporting my back and shoulders, he slowly eased me up. But even that slight motion radiated to my right arm, and I winced.
痛むか手もひどいな
Does it hurt? Your hand looks pretty nasty too. He lowered me back down, then rose to his feet and moved deeper into the room. Moments later, he returned carrying a bath towel and pressed it to my bloody hand.
すぐに手当てしてやる
I'll get you all taken care of. Once again, he attempted to hoist me up.
俺の体につかまれ遠慮なく寄りかかっていいから
Grab onto me. Really lean against me with your full weight.
でもお前怪我は
But your gunshot. I couldn't help but think about his chest wound. I was pretty sure it hadn't healed yet.
俺のことはいい気にするな
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. His voice was firm and unwavering, so I did as he instructed. The mere act of breathing was enough to cause pain. I could feel a lump in my throat. With Taku's help, I slowly took my first steps. As soon as he found out my right arm was broken, Taku rushed out of the room. Ceilings like this always look so fancy. I've only seen it once or twice, like at that fancy karaoke thing. When he came back, he was carrying a bunch of supplies. He sat me on the bed and got to work. He put a cast on my arm, then bandaged my palm, too. After he was done, he gave me some pills and said they were painkillers. Opiates? Hmm? For a moment, I hesitated to take them, but his gaze was so intense, I couldn't say no. My right arm was still burning dully. Taku quickly cleared all his tools, then stood next to the bed and gazed solemnly at me.
怪我が治るどころか、どんどん増えていくな。
You keep getting new injuries before the old ones can heal.
そういう性分なんだよ。
Story of my life. He fell silent, his brows knitted tightly.
お前がこんな目に遭うのは俺のせいだ。お前にも言われた通り、それはよくわかってる。
It's my fault this keeps happening to you. You already said as much, and I agree. His words were dripping with self-loathing. Then he closed his eyes.
もうこれ以上お前が傷つく姿を見たくない。遠野には前から何度も頼んでるんだが。
At this point, I'm tired of seeing you get hurt. I keep asking Tono again and again, but...
もう一度お前だけでも解放してもらえるように頼んでみるよ。
It's no use, Pops. No use. I'm gonna try one more time to convince him to let you go free.
お前は
What about you?
俺は
Well... He swallowed bitterly and stared down at his feet.
お前をここから無事に逃がすことができたら薬の開発を放棄する。
Once I make sure you're safely out of here, I'm going to flush this drug project down the drain. I stared at him silently, trying to parse what he meant.
今作っている薬は未完成だが、それでも強力な中毒性が出る場合がある。
The drug's unfinished, but it still has powerful addictive qualities.
おまけに摂取した人間を廃人にしてしまう副作用付きだ。遠野はそんなものを新興民の外にも広めようとしてる。
Oh my god. Not only that, but there's a chance anyone who ingests it could end up a vegetable. And Tono wants to spread it around Shinkomi. That's like fucked up.
薬が流通したら薬を求めるゾンビみたいな連中が新興民に押し寄せてくるだろう。それだけはどう考えても許容できない。
If this drug falls into the wrong hands, we could be looking at an outbreak of druggy zombies. I can't let that happen. No matter what.
だが薬はもう最終調整の直前まで出来上がってる。完成間近だ。
But now it's reached the final adjustment stage. It's nearly complete. He let out a heavy breath.
とにかくお前だけは必ずここから出られるようにするよ。
Hey! Hey! Right now, all I know for sure is that I gotta get you out of here. He smiled at me sadly, then set a blister pack of pills on the bedside table.
痛み止めと睡眠薬を置いていく。
Hey!
何かあったら電話ですぐに呼んでくれ。
I'll leave you some painkillers and sleeping pills. If you need anything, give me a call. Hey.
Sushi!
He scribbled a number on the memo pad on the side table, probably the room number for his workspace. Then he straightened up and walked out. As the door quietly shut, I stared at the floor. The painkillers hadn't kicked in yet, and my arm burned like it was on fire. But the pain didn't matter right now. If Tono found out Taku helped me escape and trashed his research, he was dead meat. Surely he knew this. And yet he sounded like he was prepared to die. I laid myself down on the bed. The motion made my arm hurt, but I ignored it. I could only think of one way to get both of us out of here alive. We needed the rest of the world to find out about this drug before Tono had the chance to show it off at his stupid party. To that end, we needed help from someone on the outside. Hope that Ray would come through. Ray-chan. The more I thought about it, the heavier my eyelids grew until at last, they lowered completely. Slow damage. After all my sustained injuries, my body finally hit its physical limits, and at some point I drifted off to sleep. It came so suddenly, I basically passed out, and when I awoke, I still felt like shit. I tried to move, but didn't have the strength. My head ached like someone was shaking my skull over and over. Using my left arm, I managed to get myself in a sitting position, but was immediately met with overpowering lethargy. Right as I finally sat up, however, the room phone began to ring. For a while, I ignored it, but it kept ringing and ringing. I figured it might be Tono, so I slowly reached out and picked up the handset.
はい。
Hello?
もしもし、その声、トワさんですよね。
Hello? Towa-san, I presume?
エイジ。
はい、エイジです。
Yes, AG here. This was so unexpected, it shook me awake. A second later, the word tapped came to mind.
この電話は。
It's phone.
ああ、盗聴ですか？遠野さんのところの専用回線を拝借してるんで少しならバレません。
He is tapped? Ah, I'm borrowing Towa-san's private line, so... Oh wait, I got the wrong person, fuck. I gave him the other guy's voice. This guy's voice is like...
Taku-san's private line, so we have a little time.
専用回線。
His private line?
はい、遠野さんも盗聴は警戒してますから、極秘の話をしたい時のためのプライベートな回線があるんですよ。
Yes, he's very cautious about being recorded. So, he has a private line reserved for important conversations.
まあ、僕はそれを知ってるというか見つけたんで、今使わせてもらってるんですけど。
But as of a few minutes ago, I found out about it, and now I'm taking it for a spin. Yeah.
ただ電話の記録は残るので、何度も使えば当然バレます。
But it'll leave a record in the call history, so I can't use it too much or he'll find out.
Remind me never to get on this dude's bad side.
俺がこの部屋にいるってなんでわかった？
Did you know what room I was in?
トワさんについているウェブタグの位置をたどったんですよ。
I tracked the location of your web tag.
ウェブタグ
What?
はい、ウェブタグです。
Your web tag.
つけた覚えがない。
I don't remember getting any web tag.
でしょうね。
So it seems.
どういうことだ？
Where the hell did I get a web tag?
さあ、とりあえず、トワさんから発信されてることは確かです。
Beats me. But this signal is definitely coming from you.
I was utterly at a loss. As I sat there in silence, AG continued.
ウェブタグ自体は普通にそこらの店で売ってます。
Web tag. Most major retailers.
けど、監視塔経由で位置を追跡するのは高里組で作ってる独自のアプリ以外は禁止されてるんです。主に負債者用なんで。
But only our custom app can trace them through the surveillance towers, since they're usually implanted in debitors.
僕もウェブタグの管理とかちょいちょいしてるんですけど、たまに不正なアプリが動いてたり、変なことをするやつもいるわけです。
I've done a bit of web tag management myself. Generally, we keep an eye out for bootleg apps or other strange signals.
で、怪しいウェブタグと追跡情報が入ったんで、ちょっと調べてみたんですよ。そしたら、村瀬先生の情報が出てきたんですね。
Some suspicious web tag activity, looked into it and found it was registered to Dr. Mercy.
So Taku. Oh my god, they both were stalking each other. That's cute.
タクが。
はい。それでそのウェブタグの固有 ID を調べて履歴を見てみたら、主にトワさんの行動範囲になってたんで。
Yeah. Then, when I looked up the web tag's unique ID number and looked at the history, I noticed it was always within your vicinity.
もしやと思って今いる位置を割り出してみたんです。
So, I had a hunch, and sure enough, I was able to pinpoint your location.
なんで俺に？
Why would I have a web tag?
まあ、普通に考えたら、トワさんが知らない間に誰かがウェブタグを埋め込んだんでしょうね。心当たりあります？手術とか。
Well, the most likely explanation is that he implanted it in you without your knowledge. Any idea when it could have happened? Any major surgeries?
My dog keeps looking up when I make that voice of a really troubled and confused look.
What do you want? Puppy?
Okay. Surgeries. When Asakura cut my back open, it was Taku who sewed me up. Could he have snuck it into me then? That was the missing piece of the puzzle. All at once, it felt like everything clicked. There were so many times when he had no way of knowing where I was, yet seemed to find me anyway. At the time, I figured it was good timing or a lucky coincidence, but it wasn't, was it?
心当たりありました？
Thought of something?
ああ。でも、何のために？
Yeah, but why would he?
さあ、トワさんがフラッといなくなるから、どこに行っても分かるようにしたかったんじゃないんですか？
Reach me. Maybe he wanted to make sure he can always find you no matter where you wander off.
それにしても、先生もかなり無茶なことしますよね。
Still, I'm surprised he would go that far.
先生は負債者にウェブタグを埋め込む仕事を高里組から任されてるので、テスト用に専用アプリの使用も許可されてるんです。
The doctor implants the web tags for all our debitors, so he has access to our app for testing purposes.
でもそれってかなり責任重大ですから。なのにシステムを私的利用してたなんて知れたら重罪ですよ。
But still, it's a huge responsibility. If people find out he's been using our system for his own personal benefit, he could go to jail.
まあ僕もこんなことしてるんで人のこと言えないんですけど。
Of course, I have no room to judge. Now do I?
And she laughed at his own casual disclaimer.
ですね。トワさんに何が起こってるのかレイさんから聞きました。
Anyway, Ray-san told me about what's happened to you.
レイさん五十嵐君と会うってことだったんで僕も同行させてもらったんです。
It's going to meet up with Igarashi-kun, so I tagged along.
僕ずっと五十嵐君を探してたんですよ。だからラッキーって思って。
I was looking for that guy myself, so it was a win-win.
あ、その時に五十嵐君から例の物を受け取りました。っていうか託されました。
Oh, and you should know, I now have the you-know-what in my capable hands.
He was probably referring to the drug samples Igarashi pilfered from the clinic basement.
それからクリニックは遠野さんに抑えられて一時的に閉鎖されちゃいました。
Also, Toto-san's got the clinic pinned down right now, so it's been closed temporarily.
なので五十嵐君とレイさんには僕の知り合いのところに行ってもらってます。
Instead, I sent Igarashi-kun and Ray-san to take shelter at a friend's place.
遠野さんでもそう簡単には見つけられないと思うので安心してください。
But don't worry, Toto-san won't have an easy time trying to figure it out. Trying to find it.
そうか。パーティーの話は聞いてるか？
Gotcha. Did you hear about the party?
いえ、何ですかそれ。
No, what party? Can I come? Please?
タクに作らせてる新しい薬をプレゼンするパーティーだ。本土の奴らも呼ばれてるらしい。
It's a business meeting about the drug Taku's making. Mainland people are invited.
はあはあ、根回しってことですか。遠野さん、ずっと高里組のやり方は古いって言ってましたもんね。
Uh-huh. So, it's a networking event. Well, Toto-san's always complained that the Takasato Gumi is stuck in the past, so...
それで人儲けできれば榊さんを出し抜くこともできると。
If he can get the funds he needs, he figures he can cut Sakaki-san out.
My dog is looking at me. I'm sorry. You want me to hold you? Huh? I'm sorry. He's gonna leave soon, okay? I'm sorry.
そのパーティーまでに薬を完成させたいから村瀬先生をせかしてるんですね。
So I take it he's rushing Dr. Mercy to finish the project in time for this party.
Oh, I think I know why she's looking at me. She gets pissed off when I talk when it's her bedtime. I'm sorry. Her bedtime was like an hour and a half ago.
タクが完成間近だと言ってた。その前に何とかしたい。
And Taku said it's close to done. We gotta do something while we can.
わかりました。先生とトワさんの状況はどうです？
Understood. What's the situation like for the two of you?
よくはない。
Not great.
というと？
What do you mean?
タクは薬の開発を放棄するつもりだ。殺されることになったとしてもな。
Taku's planning to sabotage the project, even if it gets him killed.
それはまずいですね。確かに一刻も早く何とかしないと。
Well, that's not ideal, is it? It does seem like time is of the essence.
僕の方でも動いてみますが、薬の試作品だけだと正直遠野さんを潰すにはちょっと弱いと思うんですよね。
I'll try to arrange something on my end, but to be frank, I don't think these pill samples are quite enough to crush Toto-san.
なので、関係者である村瀬先生にも協力をお願いしたいんです。
We're going to need Dr. Mercy to testify as he is accomplice.
何をすればいい？
What should we do?
まず、薬の完成を遅らせて、できるだけ引き延ばしてください。それと、
First, delay the finished project and drag it as much as possible. Then,
本土の警察に証言をしてもらいたいんです。今回の件について話せること、全部。
you'll need to testify to mainland police every last detail of this case.
もちろん先生も捕まることになります。でも、殺されるよりはマシですよね。
Of course, this means he'll be arrested, but it's better than being murdered, right?
そうだな。
Right.
証言するしないは置いておいたとしても、遠野さんに加担してしまった以上、覚悟は決めてもらわないといけません。
But even if he doesn't testify now, he's thrown his lot in with Toto-san. He'll need to prepare for some formal consequences.
先生にそう伝えてもらえますか？
Could you explain it to him?
わかった。
Got it.
助かります。また電話するので、その時までに先生に話しておいてください。僕もこれから準備に入ります。
Much obliged. I'll call you again later, so in the meantime, talk it out with him. I need to put the preparations in place.
あ
Right. Just then, a question rose in the back of my mind.
あ、お前は遠野側につかないのか？
So, you're not on Tono's side?
僕ですか？
Oh? Me?
There was a pregnant pause.
僕、本当はこうなる前の新興味の方が好きだったんです。
To be perfectly honest, I preferred Shinkomi the way it was before.
めちゃくちゃですけど、カオスなりにバランスを保ってるところが面白かったっていうか。
It was chaos, sure, but it was still orderly chaos, and I guess I found that interesting.
なので、どうせなら今の新興味、全部ぶっ壊しちゃった方がすっきりするかなって。
So, at this stage, we might as well destroy the whole thing and start fresh.
変なやつだな。
Weirdo.
トワさんほどじゃないですよ。それじゃあ切りますね。トワさん、また。
As sweet as you. Anyway, gotta go. Talk soon, Tosan.
And with that, he hung up. With Eiji's help, my chances of escape had skyrocketed. I set the phone back in the cradle, and just then there was a quiet knock at the door. I heard the whir of the door unlocking, and when it opened, Taku peeked in.
調子はどうだ？
How are you feeling? He walked to the bed, carrying a first aid kit under his arm.
まあまあ。
Decent, I guess. Whenever I look to the side, I'm just looking at my dog. She's very cute.
そうか。ガーゼと包帯を取り替えよう。その前に体温を測らせてくれ。
Gotcha. Well, let's change out those bandages, but first, take your temperature for me. He set the first aid kit on the bedside table and took out the thermometer. Specifically, it was an ear thermometer. With my left hand, I pressed it to my earlobe. Meanwhile, Taku neatly replaced the gauze and bandages on my wounds. The thermometer beeped to let me know it was finished, so I handed it to Taku.
少し熱があるな。夜は眠れたか？
It's a light fever, it looks like. Did you sleep last night?
ぐっすり。
Like a baby.
睡眠薬は
With the sleeping pills?
使わなかった。
Didn't need them.
そうか。疲れてたんだろ
Gotcha. You must have been really tired then. He went into the bathroom and returned with a cup full of water. Then he pulled a bunch of different pills from the first aid kit and handed it all to me.
う。ほら、飲め。
Here, take these. I slowly sat up and washed the pill down with water, then lowered myself back down onto my side. Exhaling, I closed my eye. I wasn't sleepy a few minutes ago, and yet I could feel my consciousness floating down into the dark. Had to be an effect of the pills. In a blink, the pleasant floating sensation whisked me away to slumberland.
もういいだろう。トワを解放してやってくれ。
Enough is enough. Please just let Toa go.
それについては何度も答えたはずだがな。
I have given you my answer a dozen times now. The sound of voices tickled my eardrums and I opened my eye a crack. Oh my god, this is just like my dog. Like Toa's trying to sleep and people are talking. My dog's trying to sleep and I'm just voicing out a BL game. Life imitates reality. I mean, art imitates reality. Anyways, Through my fuzzy vision, I could see gentle lighting and someone facing away from me. Sounded like Taku and Tono were talking.
トワは何も関係ない。
Toa has nothing to do with this.
こいつを逃がした後、お前が仕事を最後までやり遂げるという保証はどこにある？
If I let him go, what guarantee is there that you'll finish your task?
いやいややってるのはこっちもよくわかってる。だからこそこいつを巻き込んだんだ。
I know full well you're not doing it willingly. That's why I brought him here.
まあ仮にお前が逃げたとしても、地の果てまで追いかけて必ずお前を見つけ出すからな。けじめはきっちりつけてもらわないと困る。
Then again, even if you did try the bolts, rest assured, I'd hunt you down. I don't care much for loose ends, you see.
わかってる。
I know.
本当か？
薬は必ず完成させる。
Whoops.
本当か？ならいい加減仕事を終わらせてくれ。じゃなきゃお前の周りの大事なものがもっと危険な目に遭うぞ。
Do you? Then for God's sake, finish your damn job. Otherwise, something bad might happen to something you care about.
薬は必ず完成させる。
I promise you, I'll finish the drug.
トワを愛人にしたのはどういう魂胆だ？
What's your angle, making Toa your lover?
魂胆も何もそのまんまだよ。こいつも乗ってきたしな。
Angle? There's no angle. I wanted it, and he agreed.
男もいけるのか？
So you swing both ways? Oh my god, Taku's homophobic. Whoa.
いや、ただこいつは例外だ。お前こそ相当とわにご執心のようじゃないか。それなら俺の気持ちもわかるだろう。
Not usually, but he's an exception. What about you? You seem quite fixated on Toa yourself. Surely you understand. Oh,
これ以上トワに構わないでくれ。
Please, just leave him alone.
無理だな。いいか、村瀬。トワは俺の愛人なんだよ。俺がトワをどう扱おうと、お前には関係のないことだ。
And do listen here, Murasei. Toa is my lover. How I treat him is none of your concern. What if the only erotic scene in this game is with Tono? In this route, that would suck.
それにこいつを愛人にしたのはお前だけでなく、榊にも効くと思ったからだよ。
Besides, I had a feeling my new relationship with him would have an effect on both you and Sakaki. Sakaki?
榊さんに。
トアがいれば、榊も下手に手出しできなくなるだろ。だから手放す気はない。なんと言われようとな。
As long as I have Toa, Sakaki can't make any careless moves, right? So I have no intention of letting him go, no matter what you say.
おいおい、鬼みたいな顔してるぞ。大丈夫か？何度も言ってることだが、お前が仕事を終わらせれば、すべて丸く収まる話だ。
You okay there, buddy? Wipe that demonic look off your face. How many times must I tell you, once you finish your work, it'll be all settled.
お前がノロノロやってる間に、トアが俺なしじゃいられない体になっちまうかもしれないぞ。いいのか？それで。
The longer you drag your heels, the more addicted I might get to Toa's body. You sure you want that?
お前。
Amio.
そんな目で睨むなよ。どうせトアは今までも散々いろんな男と遊んできたんだ。陰媒なんだよ。
Don't you glare at me. You know Toa's fooled around with dozens of men. He's a whore. This is a funny line.
首輪でもつけておかない限り縛りつけることなんてできない。
If you don't put a leash on him, you'll never chain him down, Tiger.
それでなくてもとんでもない暴れ馬だからな。トアがあまりにも勝手な真似をするようなら、勢い余って殺す可能性もある。
Not only that, but he's an unruly beast. If he keeps acting out, I might lose control and kill him altogether.
そこまでしないと止まらない。とんだ跳ねっ返りだ。
He's a loose cannon. Nothing less can stop him.
とにかく、お前は早く仕事を終わらせろ。わかったな。
But for now, just focus on getting your work done ASAP. Capiche?
たく、大事なパーティーが控えてるってのに、デスマッチエリアの方で面倒事が起こるしよ。勘弁してくれ。
Good grief. Right when I have a very important party coming up, now there's trouble in the deathmatch area. Give me a break.
何かあったのか？
Did something happen?
デスマッチエリアの参加者が大勢2日連続で半殺しにされたんだよ。犯人がまだ捕まってなくてな。うちの連中も使うことになりそうだ。
For the past 2 days, someone's been going around, pulverizing all the deathmatch fighters. They haven't caught the perp yet, so I'll probably have to send out my men. Send out my many.
正直そんなものに構ってる暇はないんだが、 ある程度の体裁を取り繕っておくのも大事だからな。五十嵐も見つからないし、散々だ。
Frankly, I don't have time to be dealing with this. But it's important that I do it for appearance's sake. Still haven't found Igarashi either. What a mess.
つい愚痴っぽくなったな。それじゃ、よろしく頼むよ。村瀬先生。
Whoops, slipped into a rant there. Anyway, I'm counting on you, Doctor. Wow.
What a stud!
Just kidding. He's like a cockroach. He's got cock, and he's roachy. Dono gave Taku a quick pat on the shoulder, then left the room. But even after he was gone, Taku kept staring at the door. I was fully conscious by then, but I didn't call out to him. Then finally, he left the room. Slow damage. Feet? For free? I was alone. Like always. There in the locked room, I lay curled in a ball on the bed with the blanket over my head. Nothing but terrifying silence. It's cold. It hurts. Can't breathe. I wanna go outside. I wanna run around. I wanna explore. I wanna talk to somebody. Hey sister, me too. And if I can't do any of that, I wanna hold someone's hand. That was what I yearned for. My hands were always being grabbed and yanked, but never held. I want to hold hands. I don't care who it is. I want to lace my fingers with theirs. Just then a giant dark shadow leaned over me. For a moment I braced myself, but then a dry, coarse warmth enveloped my hand. Relieved, I relaxed my body. I couldn't see the shadow's face, but I could sense that they were worried for me. It's probably Taku. I love the colors in the background, it's very beautiful. Their calloused palm rests atop my hand and gently squeezed. It was deeply reassuring. I was just so happy that someone was holding my hand. I awoke from a distressing dream. Hand-holding before marriage, very distressing, yeah. At some point, I had drifted back to sleep. My whole body was slick with sweat, My ears were ringing and my breath was elevated. But at least the crushing feeling in my skull had receded slightly, probably thanks to Taku's pills. Slowly, I eased myself up into a sitting position and let out a breath. Every time I moved my body, my vision swayed. For a while, I sat still, but then I noticed my throat was intensely dry and started craving booze. Using my left hand, I pushed myself off the bed and inched my way to the mini fridge. I opened the little door and grabbed a bottle at random without even looking at the label. I uncapped it and immediately started chugging. The chill of alcohol felt good, clearing a bit of the haze from my mind. Yeah. After I drained it, I set the empty bottle on the table, and a moment later, there came a knock at the door. Taku's probably looking at the tracker, seeing when he moves, and he's like, "Oh, he's awake! Oh, pog!" I figured whoever it was would let themselves in with a keycard, so I waited for that to happen. But it didn't. Checking my leaden body, I walked to the door. On the other side, I found the milady? Oh, someone I belatedly realized was Taku. At first I couldn't tell because he was hanging his head. I couldn't sense his usual energy. He felt like a different person.
Taku.
I called to him cautiously, but he walked in without responding. I closed the door, then turned and watched him walk to the other side of the room. He wasn't acting like himself. Oh, I'm scared. His smoke had turned dark red, its many tendrils swaying like smoldering embers. To me, it looked like he was trying to hold something in. Lost.
ずっと考えてたんだ。
I've been thinking for a long time. He came to a stop, his back turned, and finally began to speak.
何を
About what?
お前のことを。
About you. He looked over his shoulder, his expression concealed by a shadow.
一つだけ聞きたいことがある。
And I have just one question for you.
お前は本当に誰でもいいのか？
Are you honestly fine with anyone?
うん。
The question was so sudden, I couldn't parse what he meant. I frowned slightly.
相手が遠野だろうと何だろうと誰でもいいのか？
You'll take anyone? Even Tono?
急に何を
Where did that?
答えてくれ。
Answer me! He cut in loudly and I blinked at him dubiously.
誰でもいい。正確にはどうでもいい。
Yeah, I'm fine with anyone. More accurately, I don't care.
それは行為そのものが好きだから誰でもいいってことなのか？
Is it because you like sex so much you'll take whatever you can get?
妥協してる。
I'm just settling.
妥協？
What?
本当は全力で暴力を振るわれたり、傷つけられたりする方が興奮する。でも、そんなの好き好んでやるやつなんてそういない。
What I actually want is full throttle violence that destroys me completely. But most people don't do that for fun.
だから妥協してる。盛り上がって発散する瞬間だけは似てるからな。暴力も、セックスも。
So I settle. At least the climax of sex is a little bit similar to violence, that is.
わかった。
Alright. He muttered quietly and then slowly turned his face to me.
俺がその望みを叶えてやる。
Then I'll grant your wish. Sex! Oh. Oh. He's gone yandere. No! Oh no! That's what happens if you sleep with someone's arch nemesis. He pulled something from his pants pocket. A small scalpel. His eyes glinted darkly as he stared me down. And the next instant, he lashed out with the scalpel in his right hand. Oh my god. Instinctively, he recoiled backwards to dodge it. Oh, I recoiled backwards to dodge it. But the motion made my body ache. With my broken arm, I didn't have my usual flexibility.
Oh my.
You can't be. He swung the scalpel again, and I dodged sideways, but I staggered and tripped over my own feet. He leapt in that moment, and the tip of the blade sent a sharp pain shooting through my cheek. With my gaze fixed on him, I crouched down and edged backwards towards the door.
逃げるな。
Don't trust. Kinda cringe. Yeah, I cut out for a hot second, so I don't know if people saw the naughtiness. Anyways. Then he grabbed me by the shoulders and slammed me against the wall. He was so strong, you'd never know he had a gunshot wound. As he crushed me against the wall, I slid down to the floor.
やっと捕まえた。
At last, I caught you. Ah! Ah!
Oh my.
Oh, this is probably where you get the bad end. Let me make a save, actually. I'll get the bad end next time. Maybe, I'm not sure. Okay.
Positive. 答えてくれ。
Am I really stressing you out this much? He's frustrated. Have you given up on everything?
いや、
No. Did you quit thinking for yourself?
あのな。
I told you. This is the conclusion I came to. Oh!
お前は
You said you'd grant my wish.
ああ、
Yeah.
Positive.
Stop. You know you don't want this.
So ka.
Spill it. Tell me what led to this.
と。
Suddenly, he raised the scalpel high in the air. Oh, first try, baby! Let's go. Oh shit. He is going to kill me. As soon as the thought crossed my mind, I felt myself accepted. Not like my life was so important or had any value. I was going to have to die sooner or later, right? Right now, it was looking like sooner, but so what? This thought process took less than a second, and yet to me it felt like an eternity.
Positive.
First try. Oh. He swung the scalpel down. Quietly, I closed my eye. Oh. Oh shit. There was a strange, airy sound as an impact collided with my body. Confused, I opened my eye and saw the scalpel sticking out of my right arm. Ow! Or more accurately, the cast. Let's see if I can fuck that up. Okay. Actually, no. Let me. I'm scared. I don't want to. I hate redoing stuff. Let me. Yeah, let's fuck this up. Let's fuck it up.
ネガティブな
What were you planning to do with that?
俺は
よし
いや
あ
あ
お前は
あ
ネガティブへえ
Trying to copy Euphoria. Oh, you didn't like that?
あ
と
Oh, you get the same thing no matter what. Oh, I thought I was good at this. What the fuck? Give
ネ
up.
ガティブそうか
Fine. Whatever. Oh! It's quite different. I don't know which one's the good one. Taku looked away sadly. Yeah, forget it. I fell silent. Oh. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Taku's like, oh, I would've let them. That's funny. Taku gritted his teeth like he was biting something back as he stared at the scalpel. Stiffened cheeks were trembling faintly. For a split second, he looked deeply fragile, like he could shatter at any moment. Speaking of shattering, my bladder will if I don't take a pee break, so enjoy the sexual tension between these two for 2 minutes. Thank you. Puppy! Well, wasn't that great? You got their sexual tension stare down kinetically for 2 minutes. Wow, love this game. I reached out with my left hand and cupped his cheek. The instant I touched him, he snapped to his senses.
とは
His face crumpled and he flung the scalpel to the floor. Aww. Then he pulled me into a tight embrace. So tight it made my bones creak. So tight it was hard to breathe. But I didn't pull away.
できない
I can't. His breathy, quavering voice brushed against my ear.
ダメだやっぱりお前を殺すなんてできない
I just can't. I can't possibly kill you.
殺す？なんでそんなことになったんだ？
Kill me? Why do you have to kill me?
俺の力じゃお前を守りきることができないだったらいっそ俺自身の手でお前を
I'm not strong enough to keep you safe. So I figured I might as well do it myself.
大好きな母親の形見が遠野の愛人になってそんなにショックだったのか？
Are you really that devastated about your surrogate goldfish hooking up with Tono?
違う
Whoa, Toa looks so good here. Wow. That's not it. I was pretty sure I had the right idea, but Taku denied it firmly. His eyes were shining with determination.
昔は確かにお前の母親に憧れていた時期もあっただが違うそうじゃない
In the past, I admit there was a time when your mother was my idol. But no, you're not a surrogate.
いつの間にか自分でも本当に気づかないくらいに変わっていたんだ
At some point,
俺は
sorry. At some point, I honestly couldn't tell you when. I must have changed. Because... He hesitated and fell silent.
最近お前の夢を見る。
Oh. Toa's face looks really good in this angle. I've been having dreams about you lately.
夢
You have?
ああ、大体の夢は悪夢だったって感覚が残ってるだけで内容はよく覚えてない。
Yeah, most of them are nightmares. And I don't remember much except that they were scary.
けど最近は夢の中でお前がいるってわかる。
But lately, I remember you being in them. Being in them. Wow. Shit. Taku's lips curled in self-deprecation.
悪夢としてか
So I'm your worst nightmare?
いや、夢の中の俺は子供で何か恐ろしい存在に怯えてる。けどお前が出てくると安心する。
No. In the dreams, I'm a little kid and I'm scared of something. Then you show up and I feel safe again.
お前から傷の治療や診察を受けてるとき、夢の中と同じ懐かしさを感じるんだ。
And whenever you examine me and treat my injuries, it takes me back to the same feeling. It takes me back to that same feeling. Same feeling. Taku closed his eyes and pursed his lips like he was trying to hold something in. When he opened his eyes again, they were brimming with resolve.
俺は
I could hear the pain in his voice. I gotta get him to talk.
何を引き出す？
Or should I get out? This?
ずっと見てきた。
そうだな。
You're right. I'm
すま
sorry.
ない。
My
タク
face.
が持つ傷は
Time to save scum. Ayo. This. Oh.
過保護。俺に対して過保護だってレイは言ってた。
Ray thinks you're overprotective.
だろうな。ずっとお前のことを気にかけていた。子供の頃から面倒を見てるんだ。そうなるのも仕方がないだろう。
お前の望みを教えてくれ。
俺が本当は何をしたかったのか。
This is a BL game, so I'm pretty sure we all know this answer. Wink.
タク。
うん。
ネガティブ。どうしたいんだ？
Do you have something to hide? No, nothing like that.
ああ。お前、
So, you're gonna run away? Hmm.
うん。
To me, it looks like you stopped trying. To me, it looks like you've stopped trying at all.
そうだな。
Yeah, maybe I have.
よし。それは、
Just tell me what you want.
うん。
わからない。
The way things stand, I can't see where you're coming from. At all.
そうか。
Right. Ah! Oops. Bad end? Oh. Whoa! Hmm. Taku was terrified of what might change if he confessed the truth. He was scared that I would reject him, and then things would never go back to the way they were before. And no amount telling him otherwise would truly convince him. The only thing that could prove it to him was all the time we'd spent together. What had I felt with him over the years that led to today? I would have to talk about it.
タクが持つ傷は
I love scum saving. Hee-hoo-ha. Yeah, that makes
ずっ
sense.
と見てきた。お前とは長い付き合いだ。
This is a really nice CG. But Toa looks fucking out of it. We've known each other for a long time.
お前はおとなしい子供だった。静かにうつむいて俺の診察を受けていた。
Yeah, you were a quiet kid, always staring at the floor while I did my checkups.
注射にも声一つ出さず、こっちが不安になるくらいにな。
You took your shots like a real champ. Made me wonder if you could even feel the needle.
だから気になって仕方がなかった。頭の片隅にいつもお前のことがあった。
I was just so worried about you. At any given moment, you were always on my mind.
結局逃げるのか。
So you're gonna run away.
そうまでして自分だけのものにしたかったのか。
どうしようもなかったんだ。俺には。
Hmm? Hmm? Oh! This is bad end, right? Did I mess up? Because I want to do the bad end in a different video. Let's just, yeah. I see. Stared at the floor and mumbled to himself.
やっぱり無理なんだ。
I just can't do it.
どれだけ長い時間を過ごそうとも、思いを伝えることは難しい。
No matter how much time we spend together, I just can't seem to express my feelings.
それなら、いっそのこと、力ずくででも自分のものにした方がいいのか。
Did we get the bad end? In that case, maybe it's better if I just take him by force. He mumbled to himself as he'd forgotten I was right here.
おい、
Hello? Right when I tried to get a look at his face, he suddenly reached out and grabbed my left arm.
そうだ。そうしよう。誰かに取られるくらいなら。
Yeah, that's a good plan. If someone else is gonna take you anyway.
タク、話せ。
Taku, let go. He looked up, but though his eyes were pointed in my direction, I could tell he wasn't really seeing me. I was just window dressing.
誰かに取られるくらいなら。
If someone else is gonna take you anyway. Unable to shake him off, I swung my cast up and punched him in the face. Yeah, I think this is the bad. This is for another time. So sorry, I'm gonna have to load. Yeah, I think that's the bad end.
ポジティブ答え
I feel like this influences the next one, so I'm doing this one right before.
いや
あ
Ah!
Oh
Stop
my god.
cracking.
あ
Stop cracking, please.
ポジティブ
Uncrack, please. I don't want the bad end, thank you very much. No, thank you. Wow. And then they huggy.
ポジティブ
Ouch. Maybe I didn't have to go this far. Wait, how do I quick skip? Oh, control.
何を引き出す
No. This, right?
過保護
子供俺
I think this is where I messed up, right? Because then he got all yonder and shit.
ネガティ
Still feel like that's the right one.
ブどうしたいんああお前
I hope I'm not missing something.
それはああ
そう
よしわからない
そう
He seems really dejected.
タクが持つ傷ずっと見てきたお前とは
シュだ子供の頃からお前をずっと見ているうちに
Oh, we did it!
いつからか守りたいと思うようになった
Yeah, because he was getting all... Okay. Okay.
全部お前にとって譲れないものがあったからそのためにやった、
そうだ子供の頃からお前をずっと見ているうちにいつからか守りたいと思うようになったんだ。
Over the years spent looking after you, at some point, I started wanting to protect you.
はじめは純粋な親心みたいなものだった。この子の成長をこれから先もずっと見守りたいと、そう思っていた。
At first, it was purely a fatherly sort of instinct. I wanted to watch over you as you grew up. Yeah, that's why I keep calling him Papa.
だが、お前が成長するにつれて、何か俺の中で違う気持ちが芽生えているような気がしたんだ。
But the more you grew, the more I sensed something else in me starting to bloom.
それも長年見守ってきた情なんだろうと思ってた。そう納得してたんだ。なのに。
I figured they were feelings that developed through the years of looking out for you. At least that's what I told myself, but...
お前がボロボロになって帰ってきたことがあっただろう。
Do you remember that time you came home all scuffed up? I thought back to that day. The shootout that took out my right eye. At Shinkomi General Hospital, Taku removed my exploded eyeball. Personally, I didn't miss it much, but it must have changed me on a subconscious level. Granted, I was always a bit of a vagabond. But after that incident, I stopped coming home almost entirely. That said, I was living alone in a condo that Sakaki acquired for me, so I wasn't too attached to it. It was around then that Euphoria first started painting people's desires too. As a result, I started getting injuries more often, and Taku would chew me out while he administered first aid. And he opened his clinic, and I started coming by to get eye checkups. When I heard the third floor apartment was empty, I started hanging out there whenever I was bored. Then at some point, I progressed to sleeping there. Taku always rolled his eyes at me, but never tried to kick me out. On the contrary, he said it made my appointments a lot quicker. After that, I officially moved in. Yeah. Later on, I went a little overboard and got badly injured during euphoric... Is this supposed to be Anne? During an euphoric episode. I was still an amateur at reading people, and the guy did a number on me. Oops. As I walked down the street, dripping blood, I was sure I was going to die that night. The next thing I knew, I was standing outside the clinic. I could still remember the look on Taku's face. He was so enraged, you'd think the whole world had come to an end.
あの時、本当は苦しくて、悔しくて、気が変になりそうだった。今考えると、笑える話なんだが。
Back then, I was so bitter and hurt, I thought I was gonna lose my mind. Funny story looking back, but...
真面目な顔で、お前の怪我の手当てをしながら、心の中ではパニックになってたんだ。
While I managed to play cool during your treatment, on the inside, I was in a panic.
自分でも抑えきれなくて、悩んで、悩み抜いて、結局、考えるのをやめた。
I couldn't suppress it. I kept worrying and worrying and worrying. Then, finally, I stopped thinking.
お前のひどい姿を見て、一時的なショックを受けただけで、忘れちまえば収まるだろうと。
I figured that I was just freaked from seeing you like that, and I'd forget about it over time.
だが、お前が朝倉に傷つけられた姿を見たとき、また同じ苦しさが蘇ってきて、それで、気づいたんだ。
When I saw what Asakura did to you that night, it brought all that bitterness right back, and then I realized.
俺はお前を失いたくない。絶対に手放したくないって。お前は、おふくろさんに似てないよ。まったくな。
I don't want to lose you. I don't ever want to let go. But no, you're not like your mom. Not a bit. As he spoke, a small bashful smile crept up on his face.
お前のそばにいたい。できることなら、お前をずっと守りたい。今はそう思ってる。
Marriage. I want to stay with you. And if possible, I want to protect you for the rest of my life. These feelings haven't changed. He hung his head like he had run out of energy.
本当にすまない。こんなことを言う資格は俺にはないんだ。お前にひどいことをしたんだから。
I'm really sorry. I know I don't got the right to say any of this. Not after the heinous shit I did to you.
ひどいこと。
What do you mean? Well,
前に。
well, He grimaced bitterly. Then I realized what he was probably about to say.
俺に埋めたウェブタグのことか。
Is this about the web tag you put in me? His eyes flew open and he looked at me in disbelief.
どうしてそれを。
How did you know?
いろいろあって、エイジから俺の部屋に電話がかかってきた。その時に全部聞いた。
Long story, but AG called my room phone. Oh, long story, but AG called my room phone. Told me all the details.
エイジか。
Taku slumped his shoulders in defeat.
本当にやったんだな。
So it's true.
ああ、
Yeah. Without looking up, he continued.
きっかけは朝倉に傷つけられたお前の姿を見た時だった。
It all started when I saw the damage Asakura did to you.
朝倉の傷の縫合手術をした時にお前の背にウェブタグを埋めたんだ。
When I was
あ
sewing
の
you
時の俺は完全にどうかしてた。
when I was sewing you up, I implanted a web tag in the incision. I was just completely out of my mind.
手術を終えて冷静になると後悔が押し寄せてきた。本当に謝っても許されないことをした。
After I finished the surgery and composed myself, I regretted it instantly. Honestly, I know what I did is unacceptable. It's okay, my dog has one too. It was just a little doggy. Fine, he did it out of care, not malicious intent. It's okay. He let out a heavy sigh.
だが朝倉のことがあってから俺は最悪の状況ばかり考えるようになった。
But after the thing of Asakura, I couldn't stop thinking about the worst case scenario.
ふらふらと出歩くお前が俺の知らないところで手遅れになったらと、その考えが頭をちらついて気が狂いそうだった。
Every time you wandered around town, I kept worrying whether something might happen to you in my absence. I couldn't shake the thoughts, and it drove me crazy.
だとしてもそんなことは言い訳にならない。許してくれとは言わない。本当に悪かった。
But even then, I know it's no excuse. I won't ask you to forgive me. I'm just really sorry.
ウェブタグは必ず取り出す。お前が望むなら今すぐにでも。
I promise I'll extract the web tag. We could do it right now if you want. Emotion welled up and his expression twisted in pain.
怖いんだ。母親を助けられなかったあの日から何かを失うということがとてつもなく怖い。
I'm just scared. Ever since the day I failed to save my mother, I've been terrified of losing anything else.
許されなくてもいいと本当に思ってるのか。
You honestly don't want forgiveness? Quietly, I broke my extended silence and he stiffened.
それは
Well,
目を見ろよ。
look at me in the eye. Hesitantly, he met my gaze.
許されなくても本当にいいのか。
Are you sure you don't want forgiveness?
それはだが
Well, but
答えろ。
answer me. I stared straight into his eyes.
許 別れたいよ。お前に許してほしい。
I do want forgiveness. Specifically from you. The moment the words left his lip, I balled my left hand into a fist and decked him in the face. I wasn't used to punching with my left hand and it tingled.
これでチャラだ。
All squared up.
とは。
ウェブタグは取り除けよ。
Now, get that web tag out of me. Furrowing his brow, he gritted his teeth and stared at the floor.
本当に悪かった。ありがとう。
I'm really sorry. Thank you. His voice shook ever so slightly. Ah. Just then, there came a knock at the door. Taku looked up and glared sternly in the direction of the sound.
おい、寝てんのか?
Hey, you asleep in there? It was the meathead who had it out for me. Taku walked out to the door. He opened it and the other man peeked in.
なんだ、あんたか?
Oh, it's you!
怪我の様子を見てたんだ。
I was just checking on his injuries.
そうか。兄貴がその怪我野郎に伝言だ。あと1時間くらいで戻るから、兄貴の部屋で待ってろだと。
Gotcha. Well, I got a message for your friend Roadkill. Aniki says he'll be back in an hour. So, he wants him to go wait in his room.
わかった。
Understood. Taku quietly closed the door, then walked back to me. He wore a bitter scowl on his face.
トーノがお前を呼んでる。
Tono's calling for you. Tono's calling for you. Oh, no. Silently, I moved to get up, but Taku gently pressed a hand on to my shoulder to stop me. Without a word, he gazed into my eye.
行かないと。
I have to go.
ダメだ。
Not happening.
そういうルールだ。愛人としての。
I'm his lover. Those are the rules. His fingers dug into my shoulder.
それでもダメだ。
Still not happening.
トーノが機嫌を損ねて暴れるぞ。
Tono's gonna get pissed and flip out.
それでも
I don't care. Biting his lip, he shook his head.
ダメだ。愛人なんて。
You shouldn't be his lover.
愛人なんて。やめろ。
Just tell him you quit.
ここにいる限り無理だ。
As long as I'm stuck here, I can't do that.
俺の方が無理だ。
No, I can't do it. Out of nowhere, he started screaming, then he grabbed my other shoulder.
お前がトーノを相手にするなんて考えたくない。
I don't even want to think about you doing that shit with Tono.
そうなるくらいならやっぱり殺してしまいそうだ。
If it comes to it, I'd rather just kill you myself. The look in his eyes had surpassed desperation straight to madness. Quietly, I gazed back at him.
お前はどうしたい?
What is it you truly want?
言えよ。
Say it. He closed his eyes in resignation, then looked at me once more.
お前に対する気持ちはずっと肉親の情に近いんだと思ってたんだ。だが違った。
I always believed my feelings for you were fatherly at most, but I was wrong.
俺は
He paused there, but quickly found the will to continue.
お前に惹かれてるんだ。俺だけを見てほしいと思ってる。
I'm attracted to you, and I don't want you being with anyone else.
だから遠野の愛人なんてやめろ。
So quit being Tono's damn lover. His fingers slowly grew tighter and tighter. I let out a chuckle, then he scowled.
人に言わせておいて笑うなよ。
Don't laugh at me. You're the one who made me say it.
いや、昔からずっとこうだったと思って。
No. It's just funny to think you've always been this way.
昔から
What do you mean?
タクはいつも俺のことを心配して真剣に俺を見てた。
You've always worried for me and cared for me deeply. Every time he examined me, it triggered this ticklish sense of nostalgia, and I found it strangely soothing. I had probably always felt it, but only after I began to focus on Taku did I truly become aware of it. It was a feeling drawn out from the forgotten memories of my past. When I was a kid, I probably yearned for my appointments with Taku. Whenever he showed up, that was how I knew it'd be alright. After all, he would always make my pain go away. When I was young, I must have sensed that he was the only one who seriously cared about my well-being.
覚えてるのか昔のことを。
Do you remember what it was like back then?
なんとなく。それに、夢にお前が出てきたって言っただろ。
More or less. Besides, I told you you've been appearing in my dreams, right?
確かに。
Right.
子供の頃の俺は、お前が来ると安心した。お前が来るのをずっと待ってた。こいつは唯一、俺を守ってくれる大人だって思って。
As a kid, it was such a relief whenever you showed up. I was always waiting for you. You were the only grown-up I trusted to keep me safe.
とは。
そう考えると、こうしてずっと一緒にいるのも、不思議なことじゃないのかもな。
When you look at it that way, it makes sense why I'd stay with you for as long as I have.
お前のそばにいるのは居心地がいいって思ってたんだから。
Because it's reassuring to be by your side. Furthermore, I'd never admit it out loud, but I could remember how I felt when Taku got shot. In that moment, it felt like I'd suddenly lost my footing in the world. If I had to guess, it was probably the fear of losing him. I had never confronted that feeling until the moment I thought he might have died. Now I understood. That was the moment I stopped taking him for granted.
愛人はやめる。
I'll quit being his lover. He looked at me in confusion, then fixed me with a probing gaze.
それはどういう意味だ？
What, do you mean by that?
やめた方がいいだろ。
You're the one who told me to quit.
もちろんそうだが。
Well, yes, Obviously.
正直、恋愛感情だとか、そういうのはよくわからない。けど、俺はずっと、お前のそばにいるのは悪くないと感じてた。
If we're being honest, I don't know the first thing about romance or whatever, but I've always felt content staying by your side.
と、
それに、面白い言葉も聞けた。
Besides, you can be pretty entertaining.
面白い。
How so? I let the silence fall. Holding eye contact, I slowly leaned in.
他の誰かに取られるくらいなら殺すなんて。お前の口から聞くとは思わなかった。
I never imagined you were the if I can't have you, nobody can kind of guy.
誰かに取られなかったとしたら、俺がお前のものになるとしたら、どうするのか。教えろよ。
What if nobody else has me? What if you can? What happens then? Let's hear it.
と、
Squinting affectionately, he reached out and gently stroked my cheek. Then his hand slipped behind my head and pulled me close. Whoa! Is it time? No! Oh. Okay. Whoa. Guess I'm really near the end of the route, huh? Usually they do the pow pow and then it's over. But let's see. Let's see. Oh, you can still kind of see. First, do I have another one? Okay. Can't help it, I'm scared, okay? Hesitantly, he looked away, then he let out a breath, and with all his courage, he pressed his lips to mine. It was soft for a moment, and then he pulled away. This repeated a few more times, then I nibbled lightly on his lower lip. When do I stop reading this? Okay, Taku, we get it. You love this guy, alright. He kissed me passionately this time, plunging his tongue into my mouth. Wow. Amazing, wow. I welcomed it without hesitation and extended my own tongue in kind. When do I... There's no CG yet, it's weird. His arms around me tightened as his kiss grew more intense. The feeling of his wet tongue on mine made the back of my skull tinge. How long had it been since I last relished the simple sweetness of physical intimacy? Our lips made sticky wet sounds as they came together, slowly melting away each other's sense of rationality. What I desired most was the thrill of pain. Normally, these sweet tickles would do nothing for me. And yet, for some reason, I found it arousing. Whoa! Crazy. Well, probably because he was someone I wouldn't have considered before now. Besides, I hadn't kissed like this in a long time, so I probably just wasn't used to it. His tongue retracted and he pulled me away briefly, pressing his forehead to mine.
もし辛かったら言えよ。
Let me know if it hurts. If what hurts, Taku? Ah! It was clear he was worried for my injuries. Oh! I chuckled. Oh. I thought he was talking about anal. Classic Taku. Always dutiful and kind.
それはお前もだろ。
Right back at you. A very wry smirk. He stripped off his white lab coat. Then he cupped my cheeks in both hands, almost like he was checking my temperature, and pressed his lips to my neck. That's an interesting way to check someone's pulse. Yeah, this CG is tame. I can show this one. Oh. Yeah, pretty tame. Nothing's happening. For now. Then his hand slid up my shirt. Whoa. His faintly sweaty palm traveled from my stomach to my chest, tracing over my many scars. My scars were my weak spot. I let out a moan of excitement. His lips descended from my neck to my clavicle, where his tongue traced over the raised bone. Oh, they're gonna do the sex, I think. Well, his free hand unbuttoned my shirt. Okay, that CG's kinda naughty. Okay, I'm just gonna start skipping now. They're getting all frisky. Oh, this is plot related, I suppose. Taku says,
この傷も俺が縫った。
I sewed this wound too. Yeah, that's plot related. Okay. Okay, now we can skip.
この傷もこっちの傷も
And this one. And this one. Okay, he's having fun being like, oh my god, my handiwork. Okay, I think now we can skip.
どこもかしこも俺が縫った傷跡だらけだ。
Everywhere you look, you're covered in wounds I sewed up. I'm just gonna... It won't let me skip. Okay, we're just gonna have to, let me just... Okay, slow damage, you're just, a little bit lewd. Let's... Yeah, there we go. They're gonna... Ah, Taku's being like... He's like, I'm not gonna do much more than this! Ah. Okay. Just kidding, they're still doing it. Yeah, they're making sounds. Oh, I think Taku's doing oral, you know, like a good dentist, yeah. Oh my god, no condoms, whoa. I'm just wondering, does Taku test Toa for STDs? Because Toa doesn't seem the type to be too pissy if someone forgets a condom. I'm assuming there's STDs in this universe. And then they're... Okay. They're doing something. Yup. And then, oh my god, he said the L word, lesbians. No, he said I love you to Toa. And then, of course, Toa doesn't say it back, because he's a asshole. God. What an asshole. No. He's not even gonna say it back. Toa's like, I guess I tolerate you. Well, you didn't say that. I'm just like, you probably said that. Oops. Oops. He accidentally pressed against his gunshot wound. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. Aw, I wish I could show Toa's face here, but his cock is on the same. I can't. The cockaroony's on the screen. I can't show it. Wow, Toa's actually embarrassed. That's kind of epic. And Toa, of course, never says "love you" back. Then again, he's just like me with my mom, you know? My mom was always like, "I love you," and I'm like, "Wow, thanks." Me and Toa both have problems, I suppose. Are they done yet? Are they done yet? 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 Don't worry, Taku, he's not gonna get pregnant. There's no MPreg in this universe, I assume. Okay, it's over. Okay. Wow, yay, yeah, they did something, it's like, oh. It's like, you good?
大丈夫か?
Yeah. After we caught our breath, I pulled off the rest of my clothes and climbed into bed. I hadn't noticed any pain while we were in the act, but now that it was over, my broken arm was screaming at me. Oops! Nothing I couldn't handle. But when Taku found out about it, he gave me painkillers from the first aid kit and a cup of water. I took the pills with some water, then laid myself down on my back. Taku sat on the edge of the bed.
辛くないか?
You alright? Yeah.
そうか.
Good. Relieved, he nodded to himself, then let out a tired laugh. I saw him at an inquiring look, and he slowly shook his head.
いや、なんだか昔のことを思い出してな。
What? I gotta say, it kinda reminds me of old times, you know. What? What do you mean? He gazed wistfully into the distance.
お前は子供の頃、しょっちゅう怪我をしていたし、体も弱くて熱を出すことが多かった。
When you were a kid, you were always getting yourself hurt, and your immune system wasn't great, so you had a fever half the time.
だが、お前のおふくろさんは仕事で家を空けることが多くてな。そういう時、俺がよく様子を見に行ってたんだ。
But your mom was always out of the house for work, so I'd come over to check on you.
お前、あの頃は全然喋らなくてな。笑ったり怒ったりすることもあまりなくて、妙に大人びてたよ。
Back then, you never say a word. You didn't laugh, you didn't scream. You were oddly quiet.
可愛げのない子供ってやつか。
So I annoyed you, is that it?
いや、どっちかというと心配してたよ。
No, not at all. If anything, I was worried about you.
よく言えばおとなしくて手がかからないんだが、男の子ってのは好き勝手に暴れるくらいが普通だろ?
On the upside, you were well behaved and never caused trouble. But most boys tend to be little rascals, you know?
だから、あの時は家庭環境に問題があるんじゃないかとか、いろいろと考えたよ。
So back then, I had to wonder if you had some family problems.
その後も大変なことが続いて、お前はあまり覚えてないみたいだが。
There were a lot that happened after that, and, well, you don't seem to remember, but...
そんなに悲惨だったのか?
Was it really that bad? His expression darkened.
まあ、そうだな。
Yeah.
俺の母親は惚れてたんだろ。
What about my mom? You were in love with her, right?
惚れてたっていうより憧れてたんだ。綺麗な人だったからな。
Not really. Mostly, I just admired her. She was a very beautiful person.
どんな女だった？
What was she like?
俺もお前を診察するときしか会わなかったんだが、優しそうではあったな。
I only ever saw her when I came by to do your checkups, but she seemed nice.
それにいつも寂しそうにしてるというか、儚さみたいなもんがあったよ。
That, and she always seemed kind of lonely? Or fragile, maybe.
何かを内に秘めているんだろうって思わせるような、そういう雰囲気があった。
She had this air about her that made me think maybe she had some baggage deep down. He pursed his lips. Silence fell and drowsiness began to creep over me. Maybe I was just that relieved to have Taku around. As I was nodding off, I noticed him looking at me like he had something on his mind.
何？
What?
いや、
Nothing.
言えよ。
Out with it. He averted his gaze like he was debating whether to say it. Then finally, he looked back at me.
いや、気にするな。
Nah, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
は？
What? This was the opposite of what I expected after that long pregnant pause. I frowned.
気になる。
I want to know.
大したことじゃない。
It's not important. I voiced my dissatisfaction in the form of a big, exaggerated sigh. He smiled stiffly, then composed himself and looked back at me intently.
いろいろと本当にすまなかった。ウェブタグも必ず外す。
I'm really sorry about all this. I'll get that web tag out too.
ああ。
Good.
あとは遠野か。
All that's left is Tono, I guess.
それなんだけど。
About that. I used my left arm to push myself into a sitting position. He hastily reached out to help me.
遠野は本土の連中を巻き込むためのパーティーを計画していて、開催されるのは1週間後。
Tono is organizing a party with the people from the mainland, and it's happening 1 week from today.
そのために薬の完成を急いでるんだよな。
That's why he's rushing you to finish the drug.
ああ、1週間後の午後5時だ。
Yeah, 1 week from now at 5 p.m.
俺たちが遠野に捕まる前、五十嵐がクリニックの地下から薬の試作品を盗んだって知ってるか？
Before we were kidnapped, Igarashi told me he broke into the clinic basement and took some pill samples. Did you know about that?
そうだったのか。
So that's what happened. He pressed a hand to his mouth in contemplation.
遠野には報告しなかったんだが、確かに試作品が消えていた。だから間違いなく誰かが入ったとは思ってたんだ。
I didn't report it to Tono, but I did notice my test samples went missing. That's how I knew there was a break-in.
そうか。五十嵐君だったか。
I see. So is Igarashi-kun.
試作品は今、エイジが持ってる。エイジはそれを本土の警察へ持っていくつもりらしい。
Right now, Eiji's got the pills. He said he's gonna take them to the mainland cops.
けど、それだけじゃ遠野を潰すには弱いから、お前に証言してほしいって。
But it won't be enough to nab Tono. He'll need you to testify.
なるほど。証言か。
Gotcha. A witness statement, huh? Unsurprisingly, he looked conflicted about it. If he testified, he would get arrested too.
どうする？
What do you want to do?
やろ
I'll do it. He lowered the hand from his mouth and nodded firmly.
いいのか？
You sure?
う。ああ。最初から逃げるつもりはない。遠野に協力したことは事実だからな。
Yeah. I never planned to run away from this, and the fact is, I'm an accomplice.
そうか。できるだけ時間稼ぎをしてくれ。エイジからまた連絡があるはずだから。
Right. Well, buy as much time as you can. AG said he'll call again, so... Just then, someone started pounding on the door.
おい、寝てるのか？
Hey, you asleep?
遠野だ。
It's Tono. Taku rose to his feet and answered the door. There stood Tono, visibly furious.
なんでお前がいる？
Why are you here?
ドアの様子を見てたんだ。かなりひどいからな。
I was checking in on Toa's condition. He's in really bad shape, you know, especially after we had sex. Wow. I like the shirt. The wrinkles on his shirt looks nice.
さすがに骨折は答えたか。
I suppose a bone fracture would do it. He scoffed.
とにかく、ドアは絶対安静だ。
For now, he needs his bed rest.
うるさい。お前、薬はどうした？もう完成してるのか？
Enough. Why aren't you working on my drug? Is it finished?
目処は立ってる。あと少しだ。
It's getting close. Just a little more time.
だったら早く仕事に戻れ。もう時間がない。
Then hurry up and get back to work. We're running out of time.
間に合うかは保証できないと最初に言っただろう。時間が足りないと。
I told you at the start I couldn't guarantee it'd be ready that fast. The deadline's too tight.
それでも終わらせるという契約だ。
And yet, our agreement was that you'll finish it.
ああ、わかってる。
Yeah, I know.
当たり前だ。
You'd better. With that warning, he walked off. Taku sighed, shut the door, and returned to the bed.
遠野はかなり苛立ってるな。ひとまず俺は戻るが、時間稼ぎは何とかしてみる。それと、お前に手出しをするなとも言っておく。
He's pretty pissed. I gotta get back for a while, but I'll try to drag my heels. Oh, and I'll tell him to cut you a break.
聞かないだろ、そんなの。
He's not gonna listen to you, you know.
説得する。一週間、お前は部屋から出ないようにしてくれ。
I'll make him listen. For the next week, I want you to stay in your room.
ああ。エイジから連絡があったら伝える。
Sure. If I hear from AG, I'll let you know. His expression stiff, he stroked my hair and left the room. Aww. One week later. I wonder what they did in a week. Yeah. At last, it was the day of Tono's party. Per Taku's instructions, I only left my room when Tono called for me. That being said, the guy was clearly super busy since he only called for me a handful of time, and only to serve him booze. Maybe Taku really did convince him to cut me a break. As I sat on the bed, I looked at the digital clock on the bedside table. Tono's party was now just 1 hour away. But there was still no word from Eiji. Right as I started to worry that we would run out of time, there was a knock at the door. I rose to my feet and walked to the door.
Oh.
I like her. She's really cute. Or graceful, rather than cute. On the other side stood the woman with the bob cut. She looked a bit flustered.
おい、何やってる？
Hey, what are you doing? A loud voice bellowed down the hall, and the burly guy came storming over to us. Great, this clown again. The woman looked over her shoulder and froze.
なんでこんなところにって。またお前か。
The hell are you doing? Oh, it's you again. He took one look at me and his face twisted in fury.
こんな男に色目使ってどうするんだ？バカか？
Stupid bitch, what the hell are you seducing this freak?
そんな。
I'm not.
部屋へ戻れ。
Go back to your room. He grabbed her by the arm.
やめてください。
Stop it, please.
She flailed, trying to shake him off.
あ？おとなしくしろ。
Excuse me? Pipe the fuck down! She looked at me imploringly. But it wasn't fear I saw in her eyes. She seemed full of determination. Reflectively, I slammed my shoulder into her attacker.
何しやがる！
Hell are you doing? While he was distracted with the woman, I wrapped my left arm around his neck, put my elbow to his throat, and squeezed as hard as I could. He struggled to escape my grip, but I used all my strength to hold on, steadily choking him. Eventually, he went limp, passed out apparently. I laid him down on the floor, then looked over at the woman.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
Oh, damn. The green looks good on her. Hastily, she offered me something.
これ。
Take this.
It was a cell phone.
昨日出先から帰ってくる時に、この携帯電話をあなたに渡してくれって頼まれて。
Yesterday, on my way home from my workplace, someone asked me to give this to you.
店。誰に頼まれたんだ？
Your workplace? Who was it?
エイジさんです。知ってますよね。
Eiji-san, you know him, don't you?
ああ。
Yeah. In fact, he was the very person I was most hoping to hear from. But how did this chick know Eiji? Before I could ask, I decided to stuff the phone in my pant pocket, grab the goon, and drag him into my room. She saw what I was doing and grabbed his feet, helping me haul him in. Just in case, we tied his hands and feet with the bathroom belts and stuffed a washcloth into his mouth. Once I made sure he was out cold, I turned back to the woman.
エイジの知り合いなのか？
You and Eiji know each other?
はい。
Yeah.
She made no attempt to explain further. Oh, her nails look so good of her. Oh my god, she's so beautiful. But we didn't really have the time to get into the details anyway, so I pulled out the cell phone. Saved in the address book was a single entry. I hit the call button. Oh my god, guys! Phone number doxed. Heyo.
父さ
VOICED?
ああ。
Yeah.
ん、よかった。彼女がちゃんと渡してくれたんですね。
Excellent. Sounds like she got the phone to you.
どういう知り合いなんだ？
How do you two know each other?
今はちょっと言えないです。すみません。それより、前に使った遠野さんの専用回線、思ってたより早く使用不可にされちゃったんです。
I can't really get into it right now. Sorry. More importantly, I lost access to Toto-san's private line a lot faster than I thought I would.
まだ僕が使ったってことはバレてないと思うんですけど、念のためにリサさんにお願いしたんです。
I don't think they know it was me who used it, but just in case, I asked Lisa-san for help.
あ、リサさんってこの電話を渡してくれた人です。
That's the name of the woman who gave you this phone, in case you didn't know.
I glanced over my shoulder at Lisa-san, standing a short distance away.
そっちの状況は？
What's the situation on your end?
準備完了してます。パーティーの開催になんとか間に合いました。
We're all set. Barely made it in time for the party.
どうするつもりだ？
Yeah? What's the plan?
それは秘密です。でも、きっとうまくいきますよ。
I'm afraid that's a secret, but I'm sure it'll work out. Hee hee!
トワさんは村瀬先生と一緒にいてください。あとはリサさんが誘導してくれます。
You and Mercy-san should stick together. Lisa-san will handle the rest.
誘導？どういうことだ？
Handle it? How?
すみません。もう切らないと。ではでは、健闘を祈ります。
Sorry, gotta go. Now then, I wish you the very best of luck.
And with that, he hung up on me. I turned back to Lisa.
エイジとの関係は？
What's your connection to Eiji? She looked back at me silently. No fear remained in her eyes, just a strong, sharp light.
ここではちょっと。ただ、あなたを騙しているとかそういったことはないわ。絶対に。
I can't talk about it here, but I promise you, we're not trying to trick you, I swear it.
Evidently, she and Eiji had some kind of secret connection. But I decided not to waste any more time pressing the issue.
この部屋にはこいつがいるから、あなたは知り合いのところへ行った方がいいわね。
We shouldn't stay in the same room with him. You should go find your friend.
She looked at the lackey lying unconscious on the floor.
あんたは？
You? What about you?
やることがあるから後で迎えに来るわ。あなたは先に出て。それとその携帯電話は持って行ってね。
I've got a job to do, so I'll come get you later. You leave first. Oh, and take the phone with you.
わかった。
Got it. At her prompting, I stuffed the phone back into my pants pocket, then reached for the doorknob, but stopped. I walked back to the unconscious guy, crouched down, and searched his body. In the interior side pocket of his jacket, I found something metallic. I reached in to check. Sure enough, it was a handgun. I pulled it out, tucked it in my belt behind my back, then left the room. Lisa started to shut the door after me, but paused.
気をつけて。
Be safe.
You too, Lisa-chan. My beloved. Oh my god. With that, she crossed the door. I hurried off to Taku's research room. Oh my god. Right as I was about to enter, I heard Taku's voice over my shoulder.
だから、あと少しだ。少しだけ待ってくれ。最終確認が取れてないんだ。
I'm telling you I'm almost there. Just wait a little longer. I haven't done the final checks yet.
わかってる。ああ。わかった。
I know. Yeah. Understood. Apparently he was on the phone. Once he went quiet, I opened the door and walked in. He looked up from his cell phone.
とわ、無事だったか。
What? You alright?
エイジから連絡があった。お前と待ってるようにって。
I'm in touch with Eiji. He told me to stay with you for now.
そうか。
I see. He sighed and frowned at me.
彼は一体何をするつもりなんだ？
What is he planning to do exactly?
さあな。パーティーの開催までに間に合ったとは言ってたけど。
Beats me. He didn't say he finished the preparations in time for the party. He looked at the digital clock on the corner of the table.
パーティーが始まるのは午後5時。あと1時間もない。
It starts at 5. There's not even an hour left.
今の電話、遠野か。
Were you on the phone with Tono just now?
ああ、かなり焦ってる。だが、もともと与えられた時間が少なすぎたんだ。
Yeah, and he's throwing a fit. Goo goo gaga. But it's his fault for giving me a tight deadline. Just then, the cell phone in my pocket started to buzz. I pulled it out and raised it to my ear.
もしもし、そちらの状況はいかがですか？
Hello? What's your current status, Agent?
タクと合流した。
I'm with Taku now.
了解です。30分後に行動を起こしますので、それまでに薬に関するデータをまとめておいてください。
Roger that. The show will start in 30 minutes. So in the meantime, go ahead and compile all of the data regarding the drug project.
リサさんが迎えに来たらデータを持って一緒に逃げてください。
As Lisa-san gets there, take the data and make a break for it.
わかった。
Got it.
ではでは。
See ya!
Taku looked at me sternly.
なんだって？
What did he say?
30分後に行動を起こすから、それまでに薬のデータをまとめろって。
They're doing something in 30 minutes, so he wants us to compile the drug data.
データは全部この中にまとめてある。
Got it all right here. He grabbed a USB drive off the desk and held it up for me to see.
あと30分か。何をするつもりなんだろうな。
30 minutes, eh? Wonder what he's got planned.
建物ごと爆破でもするつもりじゃないのか？
Probably gonna bomb the building or something. I donned a playful grin. "30 minutes later. Outside, I heard gunshots and a stampede of footsteps. Taku walked to the door, peered outside, then walked back.
キレキレにしか聞こえなかったが、爆発とパーティー会場って言葉が聞こえてきたぞ。
I could only make out bits and pieces, but I heard explosion and venue.
予想が当たったな。
Sounds like I was right.
そのようだ。
Apparently. He shrugged and shook his head wearily.
出る準備は？
Are you ready to go?
USB も完成間近の試作品も持ってる。
Got the USB and the test samples.
エイジの知り合いが迎えに来るらしい。
Supposedly, Eiji's gonna send a friend to pick us up.
知り合い？どういう知り合い？
A friend? What kind of... Suddenly, the sounds of a fight rang out from the hall. There was a muffled groan, and then all went quiet. A moment later, there was a shy knock at the door.
私よ。
It's me.
It was Lisa. I walked to the door and opened it. She hurried into the room, dragging the body of some guy.
ちょっとそこで揉めちゃって。ごめんなさい。入れてくれる？
My God, Lisa! Oh, I'm falling more and more in love with you every day. Wait, is there information about her?
Ah! No!
Where is he? Oh. Lisa! There's something strange about her. Yeah, she's just so beautiful. Oh. Oh, Lisa. Yeah. Okay.
I got into a scuffle right outside. Sorry, can we bring him in?
Love me a woman that can beat some ass. Phew. It was one of Tono's goons, unconscious. Taku looked at Lisa in shock.
君がやったのか？
You did this?
揉めたから足を引っ掛けたら勝手に転んだのよ。
Barely, I tripped him and he hit the floor.
Don't be modest! We know you're a badass. And beautiful. She answered casually as he shut the door behind her, then dropped the guy to the floor.
時間がないわ。行きましょう。
There's not much time. Let's go.
Taku looked at me, perplexed.
行こ
Let's go.
わかった。
Alright then.
必要なものは持った？
Got everything you need?
Yes, mommy. I mean, foxy kitten. Rawr. With Lisa leading the way, we left the room. The hallway was empty, but it still felt like someone was watching us. Probably a result of all the tension in the air.
ここから出る方法があるのか？
Is there a way out of here? Taku called after Lisa as she walked.
このフロアに関係者専用のバーがあるでしょ？そこのスタッフルームから1階の裏口へ出られるのよ。
You know the private bar for employees only? There's a door in the staff room that leads to the back exit on the ground floor.
君は遠野の下で働いてるスタッフなのか？
So, are you employed by Tono?
そんなところね。
Things like that.
She walked briskly towards the bar area.
パーティー会場の他に遠野が経営してる店の一つでも爆発があったみたいで大騒ぎよ。
There were explosions at both the party venue and another Tono's facilities. Everything's a mess.
ここにいた人たちもほとんどかき集められてるんじゃないかしら。
I imagine most of the people who were here have been sent to deal with it.
どっちも彼が。
Was Eiji-kun behind both of them?
ええ。
Yes.
Before long, the bar came into view, no one in sight. We walked in and descended the spiral staircase to the main floor. The lights were off, and the Shinkomi nightscape glittered beyond the windows. At the bottom of the stairs, Lisa suddenly came to a stop. Likewise, Taku and I stopped short and looked ahead. There in the center of the room, illuminated by the moonlight. Tono! Ah! You was Tono, pointing a gun in our faces. Next to him, his subordinates had their guns drawn as well. Oh no, it's a oh shit.
遠野。
Oh my god, we're gonna become Swiss cheese. And there's no rats around to indulge. Oh.
村瀬、薬はどうした？
Murase, where's the drug?
それにお前ら、グルだったのか？
You're all working together, hmm? He pointed his enraged smile at Lisa next. Don't be mad, she's beautiful.
大方、スタッフルームから1階へ出ようとでも思ってたんだろう。
I bet you thought you could get to the ground floor through the staff room, didn't you? Scoffing, he jerked his chin in the direction of a nearby door.
どうしてわかったのかって？俺の個人回線が誰かに使われたという報告が入ってな。
Wanna know how I know? Because I got a report that someone used my private phone line.
どうせお前たちだろうと思って監視を強化したんだよ。
I figured it was one of you, so I strengthened my security. Evidently, I wasn't delusional when I sent someone watching us.
そうしたら案の定、パーティー会場と俺の店がドカーンだ。さすがの俺も頭に血が上って、すぐにでもお前たちを殺そうと思ったんだが。
And sure enough, two of my properties went boom. Made me so mad, I had half a mind to kill you on the spot.
お前たちが部屋から出たという報告があったんでな。後をつけさせた。ところが、 以降の動きがないとの報告が上がってきた。
Then I got a report that you left the room, so I had him tail you. But they said you didn't go anywhere after that.
ようやく村瀬が悪あがきをやめて観念したのかと思ったら、これだ。
Just when I thought maybe Murasei had finally accepted his fate. Now this. Suddenly, Tono thrust his gun and pulled the trigger without hesitation. No! Oh! Another one! Oh, fuck. Oh, nah, it's fine. On reflex, we hit the floor, but Taku grunted, grimacing. A dark red stain had appeared on his right coat sleeve, and it was slowly growing. The gunshot wounds are nothing pretty painful. This wasn't the first time he had taken a bullet protecting me from Tono. The memories flared up in my mind.
おい、やっていいぞ。どうせもう逃げられないからな。
Get them. It's not like they've got anywhere left to run. Robotically, Tono's subordinates trained their guns on us as we lay on the floor. Taku yanked on my arm, trying to pull me behind him.
Taku!
Oh, you're so nice. I promptly recoiled. I didn't want them to turn him into Swiss cheese. Right? Because there's no rats around to enjoy the cheese. There's no point. God. But just then... Oh my god! Lisa's a badass! Oh. One of the men yelped and dropped his gun. I looked over and spotted a small slender blade sticking out of the back of his hand.
さっき入った部屋で拝借しておいたの。役に立ったわね。
My god. Lisa.
Borrowed some from the room before we left. Glad it came in handy.
She announced boldly. Evidently, she helped herself to some scalpels when she came to pick us up.
お前。
You bitch. Lisa turned her scalpel on Tony. With a venomous glare, he fired his gun. No! Oh, her petite body flew backwards and she collapsed to the floor.
Oi!
Hey! No! No! Why does this always happen? I fall in love with every minor character in Taku's ruin. They always go to shit. Oh. Taku rushed to her side like he'd forgotten his own injury entirely. She was curled into a ball and there was a scarlet stain over her abdomen. Fuck.
私は平気。それより。
I'm fine. Forget about me.
Grimacing, she shot a pointed look in Tono's direction.
なんなんだお前らは。
The hell is your problem, people? Tono spoke matter-of-factly as he held the gun. Taku rose to his feet, squaring off against him. His brow was sweaty, probably from the pain of the gunshot. Tono lowered his head slightly and pointed his gun at Taku.
トーノ、お前には本当に感謝してる。お前の助けなしに今の俺はなかった。
I truly am grateful to you. Without your help, I wouldn't be standing here today.
恩をあだで返すのがお前流の感謝なのか？
Is this how you express your gratitude? By biting the hand that feeds you?
そう思われても仕方がない。だが、俺は人を助けたくて医者になったんだ。だから、お前に従うことはできない。
I don't blame you for seeing it like that, but I became a doctor in order to help people. That's why I can't go along with this.
今さら善人ぶるなよ。それでお前の罪が消えるとでも。
Oh, quit pretending like you're such a saint. You think you'll magically make up for your crimes?
罪は必ず償う。俺はもう自分に言い訳をして逃げるのはやめたんだ。
I'll atone for what I did. I'm done making excuses, and I'm done running.
あいつのせいか。
Is this because of him? Tono flicked his gun in my direction.
トアは俺にきっかけを与えてくれた。それだけだ。
Toa, just help me see it. That's all.
きっかけねえ。母親にの陰媒にたぶらかされただけじゃないのか。
Helped you see it? You sure you are merely blinded by the seduction techniques he inherited from his whore mother?
違う。
No.
どうだかな。
I beg to differ.
いい加減にしろ。
Cut the shit already. Just then, Taku's entire vibe shifted. His smoke swayed angrily, tinged faintly red.
お前はどうやったって榊さんには勝てない。お前こそ無駄な悪あがきはやめろ。
No matter what you do, you'll never beat Sakaki-san. Quit throwing a tantrum and act your age. His expression twisted in fury. While he was distracted, I slowly slid a hand around to my back. Then I pulled the gun out of my belt and clicked the safety off.
地獄へ落ちろ。
Rot in hell. Glaring at Taku, Tono squeezed the trigger. And that very instant, I fired my gun at Tono. The recoil made my arm jolt upwards, but my bullet struck his gun. It clattered loudly to the floor. Should have shot his hand. At that precise moment, Taku charged full speed and bowled Tono over.
くそ。
Fuck! As I wrestled on the floor, Kya, old man BL, Taku grabbed both of his arms and pinned him.
離せ。
Let go!
地獄へ落ちるのはお前だよ。
You're the one who's going to rot in hell. I walked over and thrust the barrel of my gun at Tono's forehead. He froze, looking at me with bloodshot eyes. Then Taku got up and reached for my gun. We exchanged a silent look. He nodded and gently took it out of my hand. Oh my god, guys, it's from the opening. It's from the opening. It's from the opening. Oh. Oh. Then he pointed it at Tono. Tono stared back at Taku, exhausted. You gonna do it? I don't want him to be in jail forever. I don't know. I wonder if he can get away with self-defense. Taku put his finger on the trigger. His eyes were filled with quiet, intense determination. He was planning to finish this. Silently, I looked at him. His finger tightened and pulled the trigger. A roaring explosion rent the air, followed by silence. Pale smoke rose from the barrel of the gun in Taku's hand. But the floor, not Tono. He could have shot his arm or something, bro. It's... Oh. Tono froze, dazed. But Taku's expression didn't shift an inch. Oh, he looks pretty badass here. Whoa. He just quietly stared back at Tono.
俺もお前も最低のクズだ。
I'm a piece of shit, and so are you.
だが、 俺はお前と同じところまで落ちるつもりはない。
But I'm not going to stoop all the way down to your level. With that low growl, he lowered the gun. Yeah, it'll do better at court if you don't kill someone, I suppose. After that, the mainland police arrived at the scene and took Tono into custody. Everyone at the party venue was rounded up, including the politicians and other authority figures. Just as promised, Eiji took the pill samples to the mainland police and told them of Tono's plan. Fortunately for Lisa, Tono's bullet wasn't fatal. Yeah! She and the rest of us were taken down to the station as material witnesses. Yay! Lisa. They searched the hotel building and found comatose individuals who had overdosed on the experimental drug, plus several corpses. Oops. Oh, uh-oh, Taku did that. But while the investigation proceeded without a hitch, Shinkomi would probably never go back to the way it used to be. Oh, wow. Wonder... how they did this late. For many years, the Takusato Gumi had rejected the mainland's involvement, but now things were different. From here on, the authorities would start to clean the place up. Well, that's really interesting. In this route, the city takes a whole different turn, but in Ray's, it doesn't really do that. It's really interesting. After a long period of questioning, Taku and I returned home from the mainland. Ray! Tono had shut down the clinic. When we finally made it back, we found Ray waiting for us at the door. Aww. The moment he laid eyes on us, he burst into tears and joyfully celebrated our reunion. Oh. Aww. That's so sweet. Taku was charged as an accomplice to the Takusato Gumi and indicted for falsifying medical documents. We were prepared for him to be detained until he was formally sentenced, but surprisingly enough, they let him out on bail. Oh, nice. Because he had no prior criminal record and fully cooperated with the authorities, they decided he wasn't going to destroy any evidence or skip town. That's really great. I thought he would get like a couple of years, at least. I pulled out my cell phone and checked the GPS. I knew he lived somewhere nearby, but this was my first time actually going there. I stepped out of the silent clinic and started walking. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, there's nothing else we can do. I thought we were gonna get a whole explore. Whoa! One day while he was out on bail, I visited his house for the first time. I really want a bookshelf like that one day, or a really nice big bookshelf. I don't have enough room. Even Taku was surprised to realize he'd never invited me over all the years we'd known each other. Yeah, that is weird. He laughed and said, "We've probably seen enough of each other at the clinic anyway." Like the exam room at the clinic, his house was fairly cluttered. Is it? I guess. The dining table was covered in flyers and papers, and the sink was full of dirty dishes. Oops! Reminds me, I gotta do my dishes after this. Ooh, oopsies. He sat me down on the sofa, went into another room to retrieve something, then came back. Whoa! It was a photo of a young boy. Oh, you were so cute. Oh. The boy was sitting with a perfect posture and smiling shyly.
それ、お前だぞ。
This is you. Honestly, I found it hard to believe that this kid was me. It just looked like some random kid. But apparently this is what I was like when I was younger. Aww. As I stared down blankly at the photo, Taku sat next to me and gently put a hand to my back.
背中の傷、どうだ?
How's your wound? You see, I recently had surgery to remove the web tag from my body. Yeah, thanks for catching us up, Toa. It happened a few days ago since Taku wanted to get it done before he went to prison. It ached on occasion, but otherwise it didn't hurt. I shook my head and he let out a sigh of relief.
その写真、自分だって実感は湧かないか?
Hard to believe that's really you, isn't it? He smiled wryly at me.
お前のおふくろさんに食事に誘われた時、レストランで撮ったんだ。
It was taken at a restaurant where your mom invited me out to dinner.
少し照れくさそうな顔してるだろ。お前もそのくらいの頃は、まだ恥じらいってもんがあったんだな。
See how you're smiling all bashfully? Apparently you still had a sense of shame back then.
そりゃ、この年で今と同じだったら、いろいろとやばい。
I grew out of it. Can't stay a kid forever, you know. He chuckled in amusement.
まあな。だが、この頃から、お前はどこか放っておけない空気があったよ。
I guess so, but it was right around then that I started feeling like you needed me.
目を離した隙に折れちまうんじゃないかって思うような危うさがあった。
You were so fragile. I didn't dare take my eyes off you, otherwise I thought you might break.
その印象だけは今も変わらん。お前は危なっかしくて放っておけないよ。
I still feel that way to this very day. You're a mess, and I can't help but worry about you.
だったら、早く帰ってこいよ。
Then, hurry up and come home. I looked directly into his eyes, and he nodded firmly.
ああ、必ず戻ってくる。だから、待っててくれ。
I promise I will. Wait around for me, would you? In response, I leaned in and kissed him. As our lips brushed, he reached out and gently took my hand. Then, as we pulled away, I laced my fingers with his. Oh, you always want to hold someone's hand. So I will atone for my crimes and come back to you, I promise. So please, wait for me. Wait, to be on bail? I thought that means you can leave. What? And thank you for accepting who I am. I thought bail meant no time, you just have to pay a fee and you're out. After that, Taku was tried and sentenced to 2 years in prison. Yeah, I knew! Like, yeah, 2 years makes sense. A pretty lenient sentence in my opinion. Yeah, pretty ideal. The clinic had closed temporarily, but since the main practitioner was now a convicted criminal, it would probably never open its doors again. Shit! Fuck! But you shouldn't call me, make an exception, come on! After my arm healed, I spent every day in the deserted clinic, focusing purely on my art. I had filled multiple sketch pads and several canvases, all of them portraits of Taku. Aww. Every now and then, Ray would bring me some food, claiming he was worried about me hauling in my apartment. Ultimately, he became my lifeline. Ray. Without his food, I probably would have ignored my own hunger until I starved to death. Then, about a year later, by the time Taku was let out on good behavior, I had painted dozens of new paintings. Oh, so it's only a year. But I was particularly obsessed with one of them, and I worked on it for hours and hours. Oh, interesting. Only when Ray informed me about Taku's return did I finally set down my brush. Oh. Which brings us to today. His paintings are really evocative. Ah! Cherry blossoms! Cigarette dangling from my lips, I stood at the front gates of a mainland correction facility. Multiple cigarette butts laid scattered at my feet. Somehow, I just couldn't relax. Maybe I was actually nervous for a change. Pick those up! You fucker. Wait. Those up. They're toxic for dogs, you asshole. My new cigarette swiftly burned down to the filter. I dropped it to the ground and crushed it under my feet. Heel. Pick it up! Put it in a bin, you fucker. But right as I was about to light another, I spotted a short-haired man walking toward the gate from the other side, carrying a navy blue duffel bag. Despite the unlit cigarette between my lips, I found my gaze drawn to him. The security guards opened the iron gates. The man bowed to them, then continued walking. As he passed through the gates, he spotted me and stopped short. He's graduating from jail. Aww. I pinched the cigarette between my fingers and raised it in greeting. He stared at me, stunned, then his expression crumbled and he struggled to don a smile. Slowly but surely, Taku walked up to me. I hadn't seen him in a while. He looked a little older. Plus he had a buzz cut now. But he seemed stronger, somehow. He looks pretty similar. As he approached, I took a step forward. I was just noticing the flower petals just disappearing. Then I slowly opened my mouth to speak.
Okaeri.
Welcome back. I really like this look on Towa. It's a good look. It's not my favorite, but I really like it.
Tadaima.
It's good to be home. We were now just 2 feet apart. The distance between us really drove home just how much time had passed. His smile was pained and a little shy.
迎えに来てくれたんだな。
I see you came to pick me up. Yeah. The awkward small talk swiftly petered out. I looked at him and noted the tension. What was there to talk about? Just then I remembered. I had a question I'd been meaning to ask, but never found the right time. This wasn't exactly the best time either, but I had to admit, it'd make for an interesting icebreaker. So I opened my mouth and said,
あの時、言いかけてやめたこと、結局何だったんだ?
So, what were you going to say back there anyway?
あの時?
Back where? Actually, Taku kinda looks pretty good in this haircut. I didn't like his little dangly hair near his ear. Yeah, I think this suits him pretty well. He frowned at the sudden question.
遠野のホテルで俺を抱いた時だよ。
You know, at Tono's hotel after you fucked me? Taku blushed and averted his gaze in panic.
何か言ったんだったか?
I was going to say something?
だから言いかけてやめたんだよ。
Yeah, but you stopped partway through. Oh, yeah. He seemed to remember. He nodded to himself, then looked back at me. The look on his face said, Are you kidding me? But that embarrassment slowly turned serious.
俺だけを見てくれって言おうとしたんだ。
I was gonna say, I want to be your one and only.
お前はもともと不特定多数と遊ぶのを楽しんでただろ。だからそれはもうやめてほしいと言おうと思ったんだ。
You've always enjoyed sleeping around, right? So, I was gonna ask you to not do it anymore.
今はどうなんだ?
How about it? He looked at me wordlessly, but as time passed in silence, he steadily grew more and more anxious. I let out a breath.
バカバカしい。
Ridiculous. Then my lips curled in a grin.
俺がここにいるのが答えだろ。
I'm standing right here, aren't I? Wow. I think this music's copyrighted. Yeah, I don't know. You can look up his theme, enjoy it on your own. It's just credits. There's nothing after this, so yeah. That's it. I'll probably do the bad end within the week. I'm hoping tomorrow, but I don't know if I can. Probably do it tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay,